The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 297, being recorded on February the 29th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, known as Jesus Walks Out today. I'm joined by my friend from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief Henley Merrill. Welcome back to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, buddy. How the heck are you?
Doing mighty fine there, partner. And another special guest from Little Ohio. Coming in from Little Ohio with big dreams, our friend Josh, a.k.a. Sammy Brand Muffins, from the Hardcore Casuals podcast is here today as a guest host. Welcome, Josh. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
How goes it, gents?
It's going.
Good.
Y'all thought I was going to say mayo, huh? Everyone was like, oh.
I know, they're like, wait, what?
We thought he was going to say mayo. What the fuck happened to Mayo? Mayo's gone for another week, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be back sometime whenever he feels like being back. Anyways, you can follow us on Twitter @ Horrible Gamers. Join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. It's a closed group on Facebook. That means anything we post in there is not visible to people that are not part of the group. And you can like our page on Facebook, Horrible Gamers Podcast. You like the page, you can review the page, and there's a link for the group in there as well. You can also become a top fan of the page, Gunny.
Gunny, top fan.
You won't be a top fan. You got to go like shit and comment on everything, pretty much.
I'll
to
just
become a top fan. I don't get to control who becomes top fan. It's just like automatically makes people top fans. Anyways, leave us a review on iTunes, Google Podcasts, all the good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Thumbs up on Stitcher, and share us to all your friends on Spotify. Anyways, let's go on real quick, Gunny, and give a shout out to our friends over at patreon.com/Horrible Gamers that support the show with the monies. Like our friend Adam Sunday, Alan Maybe H, Bill Gardner II, Brandon Willier, Brian Capessa, Chad, Commandalorian, David Snyder, Evan Tanaka, Henley M, Jesse Kraft, John Jerome, Jonathan D. Hall, Marcus Polo, and Polo. I was going to say his last name, but I was like, wait a minute, maybe he doesn't want me to say his last name, Gunny.
You might want to keep it a secret.
Secret, I don't know. MacMod, Nipron, Pork Chop Poo, Robbie Wheat, The Mayo, Subbaiter, and Vader Holic. Thank you guys for being Patreon machines.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you all. And real quick, Patreon machines, you get on over to Stitcher. Stitcher, Gunny. You head on over to Stitcher.com/premium and sign up for a premium account, Gunny. But before you do that, Gunny, let me tell you what you get if you sign up for one. You get ad-free listening experience, Gunny. And you can listen to some of your favorite podcasts on there, Gunny, such as Wolverine the Lost Trail.
That's mine.
My Favorite Murder, and lots of other podcasts from the Wondering Network. Like, one of my favorite podcasts from the Wondering Network is Generation Y. I really like those guys. Are fucking good at what they do. They're like the true crime podcast.
Yeah.
Totally nothing like we talk about nothing at all. It's like completely different. It's about true crime people, about murder and shit. But it's so well done. You can find them on Stitcher under the Wondering Network tab. And those guys are fucking good at what they do. Not as good as us, but nearly as good. Okay, they're better than us. But you can listen to them ad-free for only $4.99 a month or $34.99 a year. But if you sign up today, Gunny, using promo code Horrible Gamers, all caps, no spaces, you get a month for free during sign-up. So go sign up at Stitcher.com/premium. Use promo code Horrible Gamers and get a free month of premium. And head on over to Redbubble, Gunny. Did you get a new t-shirt yet, Gunny?
No, I haven't gotten one yet. I'm wearing my Fallout t-shirt today, but not my HGP.
What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? You should be wearing an HGP shirt every day, Gunny.
I don't want to wear it out, so I still have to go to... It's hanging up in my closet. I've got it. It's all ironed out and pressed, ready to go.
You need to buy 7 shirts to wear over the week. 7 days a week, 7 shirts, Gunny.
True.
You buy 8, so you have 1 extra for laundry day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I need something to wear. I did wear a shirt for the podcast.
You can head on over to Redbubble, and at Redbubble, in the search bar, you head on over and you type in Horrible Gamers. You can fucking click on the guy wearing our shirt, and then you click on more items, and there's over 70 items you can purchase over on Redbubble. You buy yourself a mug, a rug, a plug, Doug.
You'll get a hug.
And you may get a hug if you wear our shirt. Anyways, and then over to Redbubble and buy some HGP gear, people. We love you. Thank you for dealing with us. Having to plug that every week. And a quick shout out to Fowler and Twisix for letting us use their song Breakout as the intro of the podcast. And a big shout out to MechMod. Gunny for letting us use his song Collecting Data as the outro of the show. Thank you, MechMod.
Thank you. We appreciate it. That's a good song.
It's a good fucking song. It puts me in the mood of collecting data is what the song is called, I think. I mean, the file he sent me says collecting data. I mean, did he, like, hack my computer or something?
He might have, like, that inserting that into the end of the show.
Is he, like, stealing our information or something? Is that what he... I don't know what the fuck's the song called Collecting Data? That's weird. I just noticed
I feel like playing an old school platformer, man. Listen to that. It's pretty tight.
Anyways, let's talk about video games we've been playing this week, ladies and gentlemen. We got lots of games to talk about this week. I know our guest plays a lot of video games. You play a lot of video games.
I think it's going out of style.
And I play a lot of video games. So, guest Josh from the Hardcore Casuals podcast, talk to me about what you've been playing this week. First of all, real quick, though, I want to hear about your podcast. What is your podcast about?
All right, so we are a group of random gamers that, of all things, started playing out together at Destiny for a while there, but found, just a big connection in all the way back games, everything back to NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, all that through the PlayStation and Xbox early years into where we're at right now. Just all hit together real well and worked it out to run through all sorts of different stuff. We like to try to pick a topic and try to run to about an hour and a half, give or take, on some things. Our last episode we had was talking about our gamer puberty. So if you want to get an opportunity of kind of where we grew up in games from the beginning through the middle end and, a couple of games here in between that really stuck with us and got us through some times. We did that episode with another streamer friend of ours out that way. So good times like that. We do all sorts of different stuff. A little are we playing. We pick a topic and run, though. So, you never know what you might find. It might be retro games you want to see going around, what's happening new that's triggered into some weird topic that we're off running into. So yeah, feel free to hit us up.
Nice. I'm going to go and check that out, put that in my rotation of podcasts, because I listen to podcasts every week, do like 40 hours of podcasts. So like, that's a lot of podcasts. And then I listen to podcasts on my commute, like on the way home and on the way to work. So like, it's more than 40 hours a week. It's like probably 50 hours a week, if not more, of podcasts. So like, I run through podcasts so fucking fast, and then I get tired of some. Like, some of them burn me out. I'm like, I don't want to listen to these guys no more. So I always need new podcasts. So I'll put you guys in my rotation.
Absolutely. Yeah, let us know how you feel, too.
Yeah, I'll leave a review.
Always looking for good topics.
Review on iTunes.
So there you go.
Idea.
Find my review. Yeah. Anyways, talk to us about what you've been playing this week. What have you been playing this month or week or whatever?
Yeah, man, we've been kind of burning through all of the all of the battle passes. Started hitting it pretty hard with Call of Duty.
Nice.
I didn't think I was going to get it, but I was at a friend's house and by chance happened to sit up and play through some of the multiplayer. Decided to pick it up and blasting through a lot of that. Started getting back into playing Fortnite again, of all things. Got playing heavily into it back in like season or I guess chapter 5 or season 5 or whatever it was the first time around. Before they started doing like planes and animal backpacks and all weird stuff like that. And they kind of hit back into what we kind of like spotted as the good version. They went back to kind of some not beginning gameplay, but they added a bunch of stuff that kept players playing and having a good time. So it's kind of back to a good golden prime time of that. So lots of playing into that right now. Since they just switched over into their new season of Battle Pass. And then also Rocket League. Play that pretty religiously. I'm not going to say I'm any good at it.
What are you playing on? What platform do you play on?
I play on PlayStation right now. Had a spot a while ago where it was like, well, you can pick PlayStation or Xbox, and I looked at all the content-specific stuff that was going to be, not cross-platform, whatever, and was like, well, PlayStation it is for me.
Yeah, PlayStation. That was where that game originally came out on, right? Was it PlayStation?
Yeah.
For what's that?
That Rocket League. That's where they came out on originally, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe it was exclusive for a while, and then it was
Steam, and then it hit Xbox.
And then I also remember that game being a PlayStation.
It was a PS Plus game when it first came out.
And I remember I was so jealous of that being on Xbox. I was like, so how could they get that?
Yeah, and here's the thing: what got me is I started late, so the month after Rocket League was a free game is whenever I got my PlayStation and got signed up to PSN, so I missed it for free.
That sucks.
But I caught it up on the holiday sales and picked it up for like $5, and it's probably the best $5 I've ever spent. So,
that game is always fun. There's never been a moment where like I've gone to play Rocket League and I found myself bored. It's always like a fucking blast, even if I'm playing by myself or like anyone that I've ever played with. Anyone. It could be like a beginner fucking player. It's always a fucking blast. It's just like goofiness. It's like, oh fuck, we scored, and it was fucking cheering, or it's like, oh fuck, how did we miss that? Or it's like we either play the basketball mode or the hockey mode or the normal mode, and it's just a fucking blast. That game is so much fun, dude.
Yeah, they did a really good job, and I think it's one of those like if it's not broke, don't fix it things. Yeah. So, I mean, they've added some cool stuff you can use to upgrade your car, but it's not a game that you can pay to win.
It's all cosmetic, right?
Yeah, everything's cosmetic.
You got a Batman car, it's cosmetic. It's fucking cool.
Yeah. I think the fun thing we have right now, I mean, you talk about, you never don't have a blast type of situation. So it's like we're always having fun if we're scoring goals or making all sorts of crazy stuff happen. We're loving that. But also a buddy of mine that I stream with, we've started this thing where if we're just getting trounced by people, we just start quick chatting to people, all sorts of random stuff like, you bet your mom's horrible at baking, and stuff like, you're a horrible swimmer, it's stuff that like the usual like toxic crap that's already in there about, delete your app, kill yourself, stuff like that. That's going on. It's like if you hit somebody with one of those, like we were playing these guys and they were just beating the pants off of us, and my buddy was like, hey, you're a horrible swimmer. And the guy's like, that's true.
That's why I'm here. Argue with
that. Taking them off their guard for a little bit. But every once in a while you get stuff like that going on. And you can obviously tell there's a couple of laughs going on. It's all a grand time. So, yeah, those are the couple things I've been playing lately. I'm kind of waiting for the Final Fantasy remake to hit because I'm probably going to drop a bunch of hours into that again. Just things like that. I do a lot more group gaming right now than anything, so it's kind of whatever the group is into. Except for Monster Hunter, I have a place under my boot for that game. I just not my thing. So I play something else while they do that.
Nice.
Check our prior episodes of our podcast for my whole story about Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I played that for
that game can be addicting, man. I played that for a bit, and like that, I could see how that game could just be addicting as fuck. Like, just, oh my god, just keep playing it and playing it and playing it. It's just, I know how it could go.
Yeah, I get the idea, but after a while, for like some of those grindy games, I hit a point where I'm like, why am I grinding to grind?
Yeah.
And it seems like that's the case. And it's, I think if there were, I guess I'll give you the short story. If they were to put something in there where there was a constant progression for your character, and it wasn't like you drop off the boat and you're immediately a badass.
Yeah.
It's like every skill that you have, if you pick a weapon, you already know all the skills. There's no learning something new with the weapon. There's no progression. There's no like, oh, hey, I got this from killing this monster. Now I can do this other new move, or now I can do whatever. It's the same move set no matter what you do, and you're just grinding for parts that you can maybe make something poison or maybe do whatever. If there was some progression that made you continually have to go fight stuff, other than, hey, there's a big friggin' dragon over there. I'm just going to go chase it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Josh, every time I didn't play it for more than probably 10 hours, but I do watch a lot of Twitch streams, and I try to watch just about every game there is out there. And there's a few people that I follow that play that game, and I feel like it doesn't matter if they're kind of going solo or they have 2 or 3 other friends, where I feel like each monster, and I got to say, like, the art style of each animal is really good. Like, they've done an amazing job, because I love Capcom. But where they're working the monster over, and just trying to destroy it. And I feel like it just takes that. I don't like the fact that it takes the same amount of time. I feel it's not, it's just that part for me is just, I don't know. I understand that it's going to run away, and then you have to go after it and start working it over again, and wearing it down.
Yeah, and I get that there's some things where you have to fight a monster over again. There's certain areas where there's overlap, and you'll have a monster run into another monster's area, and you got to fight multiples at the same time, and things like that. And I can see how that could spice up the gameplay a bit. I think it's just all the fact that the controls are a little funky. There's not a jump button, so you can't jump up on a small ledge that's like a foot high. You have to walk around it. If you get knocked off a cliff, you can't just jump up the tree roots or something, or the little ledges that are out there. You have to run around the circle to get it back up to get it. So things like that were big. Not being able to cancel off of a combo move. There's a couple times whenever I was trying to play it where you're fighting this thing and you're running right at its face, or right at the side of its head, and you hit the first, hit. And all of a sudden your weapon glances off to the side, and then your dude just finishes his 5-hit combo into the middle of the air doing nothing. Mm. And you can't aim him back at the monster. So there's a lot of funky control things like that really gets me. They just it wasn't for me. So there are a lot of people love it, get down, but
it was the biggest Monster Hunter game in terms of it captured the Western audience the best out of all the Monster Hunter games that they've ever done in the past. I mean, it captured me. In the past, I was never interested in those games, and I gave this game a chance, and I was like, yeah, I could see this. I could see how this is a big series or whatever, a big hit, But it had never done it in the past for me or for many other people, quite frankly, that are from the United States or from North America. So they did a good job with that.
Yeah, I agree. The art style is great. I think that people that have been kind of religiously pulled into that game series for a long period of time, I don't think that any of them were let down by the game that they got. I just think where I was at of never playing a Monster Hunter game prior to that, and coming into, in my opinion, what I thought was kind of some inferior control and ability for character movement, that really just kind of threw off what was going on in the character progression, things like that. So,
and then that's a big thing, though. To be honest, when you have a game that's really good, but the controls are bad, it can really throw you off. It could make you miss out on a great experience. It really can. Yeah. For me, that happened with The Witcher 3, even, and The Witcher 2. Both of those games, dude, going into them, within that first 30 minutes, I fucking hated the controls. I'm like, this shit, who the fuck designed this crap? The fucking silver sword and the other sword. It's like, fuck these fucking swords. Fuck all this shit. I don't want to deal with the stupid potions. I don't want to deal with eating bread or drinking water, or I don't want to deal with the stupid fucking learning about the beast. I mean, I don't want to deal with this shit. It just all pissed me off. The controls were clunky. And then, but I actually stuck with him. After a while, I actually stuck with it, and I was like, oh, fuck, I can see why this game is so big. It's such a fucking amazing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many times have you went to meet the Baron and do that mission, Yeah. I've probably done it 4 times.
But it's good, though. Once you get past it and once you get into the story, you're like, whoa, you can see the appeal in it. But at first, it could throw you off, man. Those controls could be bad. That's what I'm worried about. Hopefully, Cyberpunk, they got the controls down, they didn't make it overly complicated and shit. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. CD Projekt Red, I hope you're listening.
I'm sure, you're just going to have a pistol and an assault rifle.
No,
right?
that's
And a
gonna be
shotgun. Hopefully they
no, dude. This
simplify.
is the fucking future. They already said like you're gonna have like augmented body parts and shit. Like your eyeballs can like fucking scan through walls and like you can like augment your fucking character to have like different
Like Deus Ex or
hands.
something?
Yeah, kind of like Deus Ex, but like way futuristic. You know what I mean? So like you're gonna have like augmented body parts, Gunny. Like your fucking hand could be a gun or something, or a fucking sword.
Adam. Is his name Adam?
Johnny
Yeah.
Mnemonic.
Yeah.
You're
fucking
Johnny
cool.
Mnemonic 27/7.
You just
That's
get
Keanu
fucking
Reeves.
sword
What do you
hand
know?
and shit. But I look forward to that game so fucking much. You don't even know. Like I think everybody does at this point. Oh man. Anything else you've been playing?
That's been the most of it, man. I mean, I just got off a big Need for Speed kick. I'm a big fan of that whole series, so
new
I
one?
played Need for Speed Heat for a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, I burned through all the trophies, all the tracks, everything that you needed.
In your opinion, since you beat it, I mean, was it a good Need for Speed game? I mean, I fucking hated it from the beginning.
I thought it was
played
good.
it.
I'm the racer on the
like,
show.
this
so.
shit sucks. The drifting, the controls were just bad. When they were like telling me to turn, it was just the car felt weird.
Yeah, and what's funny or what's bad is like the first couple of cars they give you or what they kind of lead you to are like just absolute dog shit cars when it comes to drifting. But what's funny is there's a little bit later where once you play through the story, one of the guys is like, "Oh, hey, I'm trying to have these tracks for the next season of street racing. If you can beat these tracks, we'll give you this car." And they give you like a Skyline that is pretty awesome at the extra drifting part. Once I got that car, it changed drifting all along because I was using like my makeshift Dodge Charger General Lee makeup car that I was messing around with people online with for all my little drift tracks. But I didn't do the drift. The drift stuff was the last thing I ended up doing. I did like the fact that they pulled from Need for Speed Hot Pursuit from back in the day where you're jumping through the bulletin boards and things like that. They added some other spots where you're jumping over things for distance. The cop chases they got a little heavier on, so I like that. I like they made a daytime versus nighttime racing effect. So the daytime you're racing on tracks that are marked off for money, and the nighttime you're racing for reputation and a little bit of money, but aftermarket crazy parts and things like that you can get for your cars to beef them up. So there's a draw to do both sides of it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of driving games, stuff like that. I love a good one, and I think that graphically it was a really good looking game. Control wise, once you got away from the bad cars that were a little rough on the steering, unless you got the as we've I was playing a match and I smoked some dude and he's like, "You wouldn't have been able to do that if you didn't have that hoe ass car." So there's a Porsche there's a Porsche that's in there that's it takes you from the beginning of the game pretty much to the end of the game, and it's easy to update, and as soon as you find the right engine, it's just you smoke everybody. So once you got that thing, man, it's pretty easy to run through. But yeah, all sorts of great stuff, different cars for different stuff. Gameplay is fun. The story actually isn't bad, which some of those games in the past, the story's been kind of the weird ambient phone calls and stuff that you get from people that are in two people that are in your racing crew get a little funny after a while, or sometimes annoying after a while. But overall, I mean, it was good. I think they took some of the good elements from the last couple of games and put them all in one. So I liked it. I loved it. It was good.
Yeah, I still have the EA Access thing going, so I do fire it up every so often. And I think I've got the Charger. And one of the things that I do like is I feel like I need to get better at one of the races that I'm doing. And I know it's a daytime race where I keep coming in, I think, second or third place. So it's like, oh, I know I can come into first, But maybe I need to go play more of the game and, to update it, upgrade the car and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's a couple of those cars that you can get. There's like I said, if you're looking at it, playing through again, there's a Porsche 911 RSR that's out there. If you get that and upgrade the engines on it, you won't miss out. You'll probably start hitting firsts without too much of an issue. So Yeah, but again, there's a couple things like that. There was a Ferrari that was in there I picked up that made the steering a lot better and the boosting a lot better. And sometimes it's just hitting those nighttime races and getting to the heat race part where you can unlock extra custom parts that you can't get from regular story progression and things like that make the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I got a quick question, Josh. How old is your kid that's playing Fortnite behind you?
He is 7.
Dude, he is fucking good at Fortnite. I've been watching him for like the last 5-10 minutes, and I'm like, holy shit, he is fucking good at this game. He's building all kinds of shit, flying across the map. He just like got some crazy loot, killed some banana-looking guy. Holy shit.
he has a good time, man. He gets down.
I can see him, like, he knows the strategies, too. Like, he built the wall around his loot crate that fell in the sky. He, like, built the wall around it and shit, so no one could shoot him while he's looting it.
Well,
oh, man.
I'm trying to teach him well. You know?
He has I see the Millennium Falcon that he has his little sky, like, his little glider thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool, man. He makes Fortnite look fun.
Yeah. I think that's the game I'm having the most fun playing, though. We had a couple of people we get together, and we make a pretty good group, or we're a pretty good group of meat shields, and
yeah, that's awesome.
All in good fun. Yeah, man, he gets down. He loves playing it. So, and I guess the side benefit is that he plays on my account, so all the experience he gets.
Oh, nice. He can see you. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. He's pretty good at it, though. I can tell. Like, holy crap, dude. I've been watching him. He's fucking good. But let's talk about we've been playing Gunny. Gunny, I got some updates for you this week.
Great. I want to hear about that new Call of Duty experience on this PC rig of yours.
Oh yeah. So upgrade.
You were going to say how it's running and
yeah. So
frames you're getting.
I upgraded to the Ryzen 7 8600X last week, ladies and gentlemen, and I got a 2080 Super card and upgraded the RAM. The RAM is the same 16 gigs, but at a higher clock speed, so 3600 megahertz or whatever, instead of the 3000 that I was at before. So I'm getting a little bit better speed, way better performance out of the GPU and the CPU as well. But anyways, I'm playing Call of Duty. Dude, Call of Duty Gunny, I'm running that shit at Ultra. Everything's pretty much set to like the max. All the settings, except for like I don't have ray tracing on. Obviously, that takes a lot of resources to run ray tracing, even especially multiplayer, I would assume. But I've been running all the settings on Ultra, playing 1440p on my 32-inch monitor.
Yeah.
And it runs fucking amazingly well, dude. Like I'm getting average constant frame rates of like 130, 140. But in Ground War, I do get 100. Like, Ground War is taxing, dude. There's so much going on that map that, like, you get 100. Even on a 2080 Super. So, like, I'm like, fuck. I wonder, like, what a 2080 Ti gets on that. Because it can be much more. Like, it's probably 110, 120, if that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably not much more.
But if you drop the settings down to, like, if you lower the resolution down to, like, 90% or... Yeah, I want to say 90% of 1440p. So it goes down to, like... whatever the fuck, you know the stupid resolution numbers. It goes down 90% of 1440, and then it displays it out to 1440. It actually bumps up the frame rates way up. So like on average on a regular map, I'm getting 160 frames a second. So it's fucking nuts, dude. And I feel it, Gunny. Like when I'm playing against other people, I feel like they're like at a disadvantage because I'm like moving so fucking fast, and they're just like barely aiming at me, and I already killed them. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what it is.
See, I get that. When I'm playing on my TV.
Yeah.
Because I have like the worst what is it? Not the like the
what?
The frame rate loss or whatever. It's from the post whatever the hell they call it on the TV.
Lag?
Yeah, the input lag. So it's like I know like it's the TV or I just really suck. Probably a little.
It's fucking insane though, man. Like I was playing it, and like, it's just it's just how fast I'm moving compared to other people. It's insane in Call of Duty. I'm grinding through the season pass pretty quickly this time. I feel like I'm going through it quicker than I was in the first season. I'm at level 18, 19 now, and that's only playing in like a couple days, 3 days maybe. So I've been grinding through the season pass fairly quickly. Almost got my my newest gold gun, which is the Bison. That's my latest gun that I'm trying to get gold. I almost got it, Gunny. Almost. I've been working on that quite a bit. Been working with other new guns. Me and Brink of Eternity last night, we ran with that tournament. You know those 2 versus 2 tournaments on the brackets and shit? We lost our first tournament to these assholes that were like from fucking FaZe Clan or some shit. Because their clan tag... What is it,
like best out of 10 or something?
No, so like it's 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's 8 teams on both sides of the brackets. And then, like, whoever wins moves up. Whoever wins out of those moves up. Whoever wins moves up. So, like, you actually end up playing, like, 1, 2, 3. 3 games to get to the championship. So, once you get to the championship, then that's it. That's the final round. So, it's 4 games in total, but you got to beat the other teams. It's best out of... I think it's best out of 10 rounds in the match. So, whoever wins 6 rounds in each match is the one that wins and moves on.
Yes.
So, yeah, me and Bree were doing pretty well. First tournament we went to. Until we got into a match with these assholes from the FaZe Clan. And they were dressed like in the FaZe Clan outfits. And they had FaZe, like yellow letters on their clan tag. And they had like the same like phasers. Like matching clan, like gamer tags were like matching and shit. You know what I'm talking about, buddy?
Yeah.
So like these fucking phasers. Me and Brink were like, oh fuck. And they were talking shit and like, sure enough,
they can't change their clan tag.
They whooped us, dude. Like, they were really fucking good. Like, they were doing some shit I hadn't seen no one else do.
That's all they play, you know?
Yeah, literally,
that's all they play.
It must be all they play, yeah. But they whooped us. So me and Brink got right back into the next tournament, and we, like, pretty much cleaned house, dude. Like, the first team, we beat them 6-0. Like, we just straight won the match. Like, we won 6 times in a row. They didn't beat us once. Because it goes rounds, right? Each round is 35 seconds long. And it's 2 versus 2 on a tiny map, so you have to kill the other people quickly. And if you get
like 2 rounds or something like that, and then flip.
Yeah. Then you do 2 rounds.
2 and 2?
Yeah. It goes 2 rounds, like one's on each side of the map, and then they flip the spawns or whatever. So then you flip on the other side of spawns, and then if no one kills each other and the timer runs out, there's a flag that spawns in the middle or somewhere on the map. And that flag, if you cap it, you win. So me and Brink were playing, and we beat the first team like 6-0. We beat the second team like 6-1. We beat the third team like 6-2. So we were dominating these teams pretty heavily. And we get to the championship, dude. And the championship, Gunny, we're doing fucking awesome, right? Like, me and Brink are 5-0. We need to win one more, dude. And I don't know what happened, but we ended up, like, we started choking, dude. Like, at the end, they just started coming back. The other team, we flipped spawns. And, like, they were just fucking us up. Like, it was like 5-5 or something like that. So this next match was match point. And this other team was like on a winning streak, and me and Brink were just nervous, and we're like, fuck, dude, what do we do? And we flipped back to our original spawns for the last match in overtime. And I just started making my way towards the objective flag because I knew where the flag was going to spawn. So I just started making my way towards it, and the other team was camping hard. And the flag spawned. I jumped on the flag, and I started capping it. The other dudes were rushing to kill me, right? Because if I cap the flag, I win. And then so the other dude ran out to me. I shot him a little bit, but he killed me. And then Brink ran towards the flag, and then the other dude ran towards the flag, and something happened. It was like a big shootout right there at the flag, and I think Brink ended up capping it because I had already capped most of it, and he just needed to cap a little bit extra, so he just kind of stepped into it and boom, capped it, and we fucking won, dude. And I was like, fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Woo! We won the championship, and that's how we won the championship. Yeah, it was a fucking amazing feeling. It was great. So we ended up winning, and you get like a skin for your gun, which is like, like those blueprints or whatever. You get one of those. You get a bunch of XP, and what else do you get? Oh, a calling card. You get a calling card for your thing or whatever. That's all you really get.
Did you get a watch?
No watches, but I have plenty of watches thanks to the battle pass last season or whatever. But besides that, Call of Duty's been a blast, dude. The new maps are fun. The new Rust map is fucking crazy. It's just fucking crazy.
It's just a murder fest.
Yeah, like if you spawn
between that and hardcore shipment.
If you stand on top of the crates or the top of the tower thing in Rust, dude, you're gonna get all the kills. Like if no one spots you up there, you're gonna get all the fucking kills and no one can get you up there, dude. You just fucking sit there and camp and kill everyone on the other team.
I found the only way to get away from that.
Really?
Let's hope you have a Molotov.
Yeah, something. Molotov, yeah, Molotov or like a cruise missile or something that you can fucking drop up there. There's something, dude, because, yeah, the people up there are fucking hardcore campers. Anyways, we played some of that. I played the new Graveyard, or was it called, is it called Boneyard? Something like that. The new ground war map, which is like in an airplane boneyard. So it's a cool map. Not really that great in design. I was looking forward more to like a city map, kind of like that Zorkov district that they have in the game.
I like that one.
I like that one a lot. It's my favorite
Yeah.
map because it reminds me of Battlefield 4. And like this new Boneyard map, it's just a bunch of like old airplanes and shit and like fucking airplane graveyard or whatever. And it's just kind of lame. It really is. But we were playing that and it's okay. Besides all that stuff though, besides all the Call of Duty fun stuff, it was fun. Getting great performance on the new cards. What else did I play this week? I played a game that came out on Game Pass, Gunny. It was 2 Point Hospital. This game that just came out.
Yeah,
on
I played a little bit of that. I wasn't going to talk about it tonight, but I did played about probably 30 minutes.
I played about like 10 hours.
Whoa.
So I installed this the other day. It was a Wednesday night or something like that. I installed it, dude, and like from the beginning, dude, it's just like go, you're good, like fucking build a hospital. It's so much fun. I don't know what it is. It's just addicting. Honestly, it's not addicting for everybody because if you don't like simulation games or like not simulation but like strategy type games, kind of like City Skylines or anything like that, you're gonna hate this game for sure.
It's sim in the way of you are managing sims.
You're managing like the hospital. Like you have to build a hospital.
Yeah,
room
the
and, like,
staff personnel.
hire doctors and upgrade them and promote them and like hire the different rooms and like build different rooms like psychiatry rooms and shit. But I like it. It has a little quirkiness to it. It has like the stupid diseases that they come up with in the game. Like one of them is called Pandemic or something like that, and it's like where like you have a pan stuck to your head, so they have to send you to a room to like pull the fucking pan off of your head with a magnet or something like that. Just dumb shit like that. But I played a lot of it, Gunny, and I've gotten 3 stars on most of the hospitals.
Nice.
But I'm working on my latest hospital now, and it's kind of tough. This one has clowns in it, and you have to like get this like clown. It's called a dehumorizer, where like you like make people stop being clowns or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you get to build that, and so the game is interesting, and it gets harder and harder though. It really is getting sort of difficult, kind of at this point.
So how does that work? Like, okay, so it starts you off in that starting kind of area,
Yeah.
and you know how you build up your staff and your rooms.
Yeah.
Now, do you add on to it, or
Eventually
or
you will. Yeah. Eventually that space that you see originally,
Yeah.
you can start buying plots around. Like there'll be a plot to the right, a plot to the left, a plot to the north, and you can buy different
will
plots.
it just be to make it larger?
Yeah, it
or
makes the
will it
hospital bigger. Yeah, it makes the
Okay.
hospital so you can build more rooms. For example, in my latest hospital, I have one side, the ward to the right, which is like the section to the right of the hospital when you first walk in, is a psychiatry section. So I have all my psychiatrist rooms set back there, and then the ward to the left is where like all the heavy machinery and like those kind of like treatments are set up at. And like in the middle, I just have like the pharmacy and the general practitioners. So like, I set it up that way. You know what I mean? So like, I make sure I make sections for the hospital. So I make sure all the people that have this type of disease go here. Other people that have this other type go here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like the game does get difficult. People start spreading diseases in your hospital. Like if you don't put sanitizers, if you don't keep the hospital clean, if you don't hire enough janitors to keep the hospital clean. It could become a real mess real quick. And then also the hospital can get real crowded. I had a point in time where like I had too many patients and not enough doctors diagnosing them. So they're just full of sick people in the lobby. Just fucking people throwing up, people puking everywhere and shit. And I had like ended up like destroying some of my labs and shit to like make more doctors' offices to like get doctors hired so they can diagnose these people quicker and get the fucking shit flowing, you know?
So I take it you probably want to, and I'm just guessing here, that you don't want to make the doctor's office too large because you can only have one doctor per room.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No, you want to make them the minimum size, like the minimum. Like that's what I do.
Because it did kind of show me that in the as the game went on with the tutorial.
Like it tells you, like if you make the room bigger, you can add more stuff to it. But why do you need to add more stuff to it?
It's just more items.
Just add like a coffee maker to each doctor's office. Add a rug. Add a few paintings on the wall, and you'll level them up. That's it. That's the only thing I recommend.
Put a pot planter. Okay.
Yeah, put a plant in there. That's it. Like that's it. That's it. Take up the least amount of space that you can for each doctor's office, because the more doctor's offices you have, the better. The more doctors can actually work at the same time. You know what I mean? Because 2 doctors will never go into the same office at once and work at the same time.
What are the personnel for? Because I didn't get to that part.
Personnel, they like I said, there's the janitors, and then there's the people that help out with like administrative work, like fucking paperwork, or like checking people into the hospital. That's what they do.
Okay, because I was like, well, I couldn't figure it that. I got the janitor, I have the doctors, and the nurses. Like, I know they work at the pharmacies and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I noticed you can plot people down. Like, it doesn't matter where you put them. Well, it does matter, but then they'll just say, hey, I'm looking for work.
They'll just do whatever, like they're trained to do. Nurses, you can put them in a certain room. Eventually, they're going to leave that room and go to another room or go to break, and then when they go to break, another nurse can take over that station. It doesn't matter. Like, nurses will always do nurses stuff. Doctors always do doctor stuff, and that's how it works.
Yeah, playing this game, I feel like first of all, I don't like the art style. I never did when I first saw it on Steam. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I feel like it's like a cartoon for a kindergartner.
It's like that stupid Gromit. What's the name? Was that Gromit cartoon?
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it reminds me of, and I feel like
it's like that.
I wonder if I would if this has any kind of like Steam Workshop mods or something. Man, I'd be putting like Master Chief heads on people. Some Doom Eternal stuff. I don't know. I feel like I'd be more propelled to play this game.
No, I like it the way it is. It's fun. It's a fun little simple game. And I look forward to unlocking the more rooms, because I've barely scratched the surface. There's so much more you can unlock later on in the game that I look forward to unlocking all of it. Yeah, it's a fucking blast. It's a fun little game, dude. It's a fun little game. And every so often you get inspectors that come in and inspect your hospital, and they give it a rating of like how safe it is, or like how good it is of a hospital or whatever. So like you have to have a good rating and shit.
Does that give you more money to spend?
No, it gives you reputation, and reputation, it looks good. It gets more patients to come in. Also, your reputation is based on how well you are curing a certain disease. So like say you're really good at curing like the clowns or whatever, like you're really good at that. Like your cure rate is 90%. You'll get more clowns coming into your hospital, as opposed to like, say you're really bad at curing the pen head disease or whatever. So like, that's really bad and people are dying, and less people are willing to come to your hospital based on that disease. For example, like in this new hospital that I have one room that I built with like, it's called lightheadedness, where like these people come in and their heads are like they're like light bulb heads, and you take off the light bulb and put on a regular head on them. And that's what the disease is called, lightheadedness. And I built a lab for that, so like people can be treated for lightheadedness, and it's never been used once. I'm like, why the fuck do I have this room built if I'm never fucking gonna use it? But I don't want to destroy it, because I know as soon as I destroy it, some asshole's gonna come in with that shit.
I feel like that's the 28% Americans that won't drink Corona beer, Josh.
Yeah,
because of the virus.
Like I said, I like my
that
coronavirus.
Could be them. They have that
disease.
Yeah, it's a fun little game though, man. I suggest that if you have Xbox Game Pass and or the PC Game Pass, that you go and check it out. Gunny, check it out, Gunny.
Do I need to play more of it? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if you need to play more of it, but you should check it out.
I did. I played an hour, 45 minutes at the top most.
I don't know
and I feel like also
more, but you should not play it less.
Yeah. I also feel like here's another thing too. I need like a pause button, because if I want to, instead of like trying to go to the menu to click on a personnel that I see walking around, where I feel like I'm trying to chase them with my controller.
What do you mean?
Because I'm playing this on the Xbox, but I did install it on PC as well. Maybe that's what I need to do better, and just to kind of see what their status is of what that person's doing.
Well, it's easy on the PC. I don't know about the Xbox, but it's really easy to use on the PC. Anyways, moving on from 2 Point Hospital, game available on Game Pass and shit. I got a fucking review code. I got a review code for this game called Townsmen: A Kingdom Rebuilt. It's a 2D game. Published by, what the fuck is this published by? I gotta look at my fucking notes here. God damn it, shit. I don't know who the fuck it's published by. Anyways,
is it on Steam?
It's on everything, actually. I was surprised. It literally is on everything. So, yeah, it's on everything. This is a game that I played on the PS4. And pretty much is kind of like, it's a 2D game, and you're building a kingdom, and you're trying to like build like a fucking log cabin, and then once you build a log cabin, you gotta build the fucking sawmill. Once you build the sawmill, like, you gotta make sure they'll stay running and hire people. And it's pretty much kind of like any other type of simulation game like that, Gunny, that you've ever played.
Yeah.
Nothing about it stood out to me that makes me like, I really like should recommend this to people, because it really is a basic ass game. It really is.
You know what it looks like is I'm looking at it now. I think it's Age of Empires. Would that be a correct assessment? That's what it looks like.
Kind of, yeah. That's the art style. I would say the closest graphics would be that. So it's made by Handy Games and it's published by Handy Games, and they're part of THQ Nordic now. So it's a decent sized studio, 60 employees it says. So they have quite a bit of people, but for 60 employees, it seems to me like only 10 of them worked on this game. I gotta say, man, like the game is not good on the PS4. Maybe it'll be good on. I can see this game being a better play on the PC for sure. Like mouse and keyboard would make a fucking difference on how you play this game on the PC. Playing it on the PlayStation 4, just with the controls, it's kind of funky. They do a good job of trying to tutorialize it and trying to like. Each like mission is a tutorial, and then they take you to the next tutorial. But you keep building onto the same kingdom you started off in the beginning. So like each time you just learn a little bit more, right? But there's something about it where I just didn't like it, Gunny. The audio was a little off. Graphics weren't the greatest. And personally, I don't know how much it even costs on PlayStation. I don't know how much it is. How much is it?
On Steam, it is $19.99. It's $20.
Oh, fuck. So, see, I don't know if I could recommend it for $20.
Yeah, and it's got a very positive rating on Steam.
I mean, on PlayStation 4, it's cost $30. So
give it time, though, because it is kind of early.
For $30, do I recommend this game for people that are looking for like a strategy type game? No, I'm sorry, but I would say go with like City Skylines or something that's been proven that works. Don't waste your money or time on this game. I appreciate the review code, guys, but I can't recommend this game. I'm sorry, eh?
And I've never played like an Age of Empires game.
They're cool, man. They're fun. Like I can see the fun here, but like. The tutorial isn't fun, and I get it's a tutorial, it's not supposed to be fun, but still, like, it just does not catch me, you know, from the beginning, the art style. I'm just like, fuck this.
Do you think if they said, like, okay, now do you want to start a new city and just kind of go from the beginning, that you would have had a different experience?
Maybe, but it's not a city, it's like a kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So you got like a little kingdom or whatever. You got little people walking around and shit, and then it's just I don't know. Not a great game, Gunny. Not a great game. It's pretty real here. But yeah. Yeah. Anyways, besides all that good stuff, besides that I played another game this week, Gunny. I played The Witcher 3.
Again? How does that look, man? I want to know. How many hundreds of frames are you getting?
I'll tell you something here, Gunny. This game, I installed the mod on it. This is it's a new mod. It's a fairly new mod. Somebody just came out with it like this year or last year, late last year. It pretty much redoes all the textures in the game to make them like really high level textures.
All the shaders.
It redoes everything into 4K. Like pretty much everything is like super high resolution. And this includes like everything: the grass, the hair, the clothing, the skin. The eyes are redone, so like the eyeballs look real. Like it looks like a real eye. It's fucking weird looking.
How sharp is the sword? How sharp is the sword?
Looks
How sharp is Geralt's scars on his face.
Jawline.
My jawline's the best jawline I've ever seen, man. No, but like legit. I fucking launched this, dude, and the cutscenes, like, the cutscenes are the cutscenes. The cutscenes still look like the cutscenes from the game. This game looks so fucking good that the cutscenes look worse, like 10 times worse than the actual gameplay of the game. Like, whoever did this mod really put their time and effort into it, and they really, like, went all out and fucking redid everything, dude. It looks insanely detailed, Gunny. The skin of the characters in the game looks real. Like, it has a gloss to it, and if you walk in water, like, the water stays on the skin. The skin looks moist, and fucking everything just looks fucking real. The eyeballs, when they're talking to each other and shit, in-game, you know, like during in-game when you're selecting dialogue and you're seeing, like, zooms in on the people or whatever, and you look at their eyeballs and the way they look, it looks fucking real, like it's glossy and shit. It's creepy looking, dude. It really makes me want to replay the entire Witcher again.
Yeah.
So I buy good old games.
That is one game that I can fire up on the PC. One of the few games, you know, that I can fire up and go, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
That is some amazing detail.
I uncapped the frame rate. Usually the frame rate cap on The Witcher 3 is 60. I uncapped it to unlimited, which is easier to do on the PC. Just a setting on the menu. But I'm getting like 120 frames maybe. But the game looks so fucking good, dude. I'm telling you, Gunny, like, it's hard for me to tell the difference between this and Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, both of those games are amazing, and they look so fucking good. But I think that The Witcher 3, with this fucking mod, gives Red Dead Redemption 2 a run for its money, dude. Like, it looks like it came out this year. Like, it could be a game that came out, like, last week. And you would be like, holy fucking shit, this is a game that came out last week. Looks that good.
You know, when we talk about, games that give you that immersion, really two games really come to mind recently I'd say within the last 5 or 6 years. And it would both be what you just said, Red Dead Redemption 2 and The Witcher 3.
Everything looks so real, man. It's insane.
I almost wonder what God of War for PlayStation.
Oh man!
If that were to go, like they're in talks about
PC.
trying to make it go PC version and all that. I almost wonder what that would be, because that game was
insane. Yeah,
absolutely nuts. Even just running it on I don't have the PS Pro or any of that stuff. I just have I bare bones basic PlayStation, and that game was still like free flow, was easy and great. I mean, all the weapon mechanics and everything were good. I mean, the cutscenes and everything were awesome. I mean, the whole thing was a cinematic, crazy experience of awesome.
It was amazing.
So
I agree with you, man. I can just imagine, man. I could imagine if I wonder if next gen consoles are going to allow more mods to be placed on the games, because mods can change a game so much. And this mod did really, Gunny, I'm telling you, like, you've probably seen The Witcher 3 before. You've seen it on the Xbox One X or whatever. You've seen it on the PC. But install this mod. It's a simple install. It's a 3-step install, but it's all super easy. Like the mod detects the game. It installs itself. You just go 1, 2, 3. You download each of the, and then you just go step by step. You download the first one, second one, third one. It's all like a one-click thing, and it fucking works. It just enhances everything, dude. It changes the whole fucking game, man. It's amazing to me.
You know what? I'll try it. I'll go ahead and play it. I'll play it tomorrow.
So Nexus mods,
or Monday, and then I'll go ahead and install the mod on. I know how to do the Nexus mods.
Yeah, I'll tell you the name of it, and it's super simple to install.
I screw with those every so often with like Fallout.
This is like an easy install. Like you just download it and click on it, and it'll find the file of the game by itself, and it'll be like, "Do you want to install?" And just put English, yes, boom, and it just works. So
nice.
And then you just do the second step and the third step, and then you're done. You just launch the game. And then in the game, you have to change the settings to like where it says resolution graphics or like where it says textures. You have to change it to the mod textures, and then which is called like 4K shading, something, and then boom, it'll fucking work. It's fucking amazing. But speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, I played some of that this week as well, Gunny. Some more Red Dead, partner.
Hell yeah,
partner.
Getting your bounties in.
I'm playing Red Dead, the single player. Fucking multiplayer. I haven't played that in a long time.
Yeah, I noticed you haven't been talking about that.
But Gunny, this time around, I'm taking the world in for what it is. I'm not rushing the story at all. Literally, I'm just cruising around, the fucking world, being a cowboy, helping people, sucking venom out of people's fucking snake bites, and
contributing to the box, Mr. Morgan.
helping the people that are in distress on the side of the road, Gunny. You know, I'm helping the people that are trapped in bear traps and shooting the bottles with the Mexican vaquero guy who came from Mexico to be the best gunslinger and shit. I'm doing all that. I'm helping the blind guy get $1 and giving him $1 and hearing his crazy ass stories and all that cool shit, Gunny. All that cool shit.
You're living it again.
I'm exploring. I'm going to Saint Denis, the big city, just hanging out in the fog and shit at night, just walking around town. It's all big old world, partner. But
I think one of the things I laughed most about that game the first time playing it through was, you start helping all the people on the side of the road to get yourself taken care of, and there's the one dude that's like reshoeing his horse.
He gets kicked.
And you say something to him, and he gets kicked in the face.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
I I feel so bad for laughing about this.
Yeah.
But
oh, I feel bad for that dude every time.
Yeah. Howdy, partner.
And the horse just kicks him in the fucking head. Takes off running. Oh, man. But yeah, I've just been having a blast with this game, just fucking chilling, just having a good old...
No more train robberies, going to church on Sundays. All right.
It's a good time. It's a good old time in Red Dead.
Get your Paragon up, whatever they call it. I forgot what it's called.
So in Red Dead, I don't know if you noticed this, Gunny, but there's a new thing that people are doing on the streaming side of it. I think somebody on YouTube is now making a series about the animals in Red Dead.
I haven't seen this.
You ever seen like
much.
Animal Planet or something? Where like talk about the wolves or the foxes or they talk about the bear. Well, this guy is going on YouTube. Helps. He's on YouTube and he's talking about like he's going to the world of Red Dead and he's doing a documentary about all the animals in Red Dead.
He's cataloging animals, huh?
Because I don't know if you know this or not, Gunny, but all the animals in Red Dead are actively doing something while you're in the game. And that's every single animal in the game, in the map, at any given time. It's doing its own thing. Like they're actually doing something, whether it's hunting, sleeping, burrowing, looking for something. Every single animal in that game is doing something. And it's crazy that people are like figuring that out now, you know what I mean? Like years after the game came out, they're like, holy shit, if you look at like all the mechanics going on behind the background while you're playing the game, it's fucking nuts.
I wonder, like, so can I go up and maybe not get too close to a bear, but just kind of see what it's doing?
Kind of, yeah. If you sneak up on it, I'm sure you can. Or with a big old rifle or sniper rifle or something, I'm sure you can sneak up and watch them.
Yeah, or binoculars or whatever they're using in the game. Nice.
But yeah, like these people are doing a documentary series on the animals.
I'm going to go bird watching in Red Dead Redemption 2.
There's a mission for that.
Crikey.
There's a mission to find all the birds in the game. Yeah. Yeah, Gunny, go bird watching. There's another mission for fishing every single fish in the game.
Did a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a video clip from whenever it first came out, and I was over there roaming around because a friend of mine was fishing, and like the fish were coming up graphically like wrong, like they were like, or the person was fishing and the fish were coming out of the water like 5 feet away, and then right whenever that happened, somebody comes over, like puts somebody in the river. Just,
like a dead body.
Like somebody's like hog tied. Yeah, somebody's hog tied, and they just dump them in the river. It's like nothing.
Can you mind I'm fishing
here.
Over here?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing to see here, partner. Keep on fishing.
Keep on walking if you know what's good for you, boy.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. But Red Dead, man, it's an amazing game. It's just fun. And then what was it? You know how in Valentine there's that drugstore in the town, and then you go to the back window, you can look at the back window and find out there's like an illegal thing going on in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went in there the other day and I had my bandana on and I pull out my gun and I'm like, hey, you know what's good for you, partner? You're going to go on back. And then like the dude's like, don't shoot me. And he's like, just go on the back room and get him to open the door, partner. And he goes and he knocks on the door and they're like, what do you want, Rufus? And he's like, oh, got hot coffee for you guys. And they're like, oh, we don't want coffee. And he's like, well, it's really important. And they go like, okay, whatever. So they open the door and I hit the dude in the head with my rifle. And I go in there and the guys are like, what the hell? What the hell is this?
You sure love robbing that place,
And
don't
I'm
you?
like, I put my gun up to them, and I'm like, "This is stick up, partner." And they're like, "What the hell?" they're like, I don't know, if you can like tell them to just be quiet and like put their hands up, but like the dude went for like a rifle, like he had a shotgun on the wall, and he like went to grab it. So I just unloaded on everybody in that room. Everyone in that room was like, boom, 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 boom. And then so I killed the two guys that are like the gangsters, right? And there's this girl that's like, don't shoot me, yeah, don't shoot me. And I'm like, all right, lady, whatever. And I'm like trying to look for like the fucking. I open up the case with the gun on it. I'm grabbing the money off the table, and this bitch went ahead and grabbed the pistol out of the fucking bed or something. It started shooting me, dude. She's like, fuck you, son bitch.
You killed my boyfriend.
Yeah. You killed my husband. So I fucking shot her, Dad. And next thing you know, the cops are outside, right? The cops are like, they're like, everyone in town fucking heard the gunshots, obviously. So like, it was like the little thing pops up that says investigating or whatever. And there's like 4 cops outside that you can see them like, they lined up on the street across the street. And they're like, one of them's at the door, one of them's at the window. And they're like, come out with your hands up. You ain't going nowhere, partner. And I'm like, oh, fuck, how do I get out of here? And I'm trying to open the back door, but the back door has like this board, like this wooden board across it. And I don't know.
Oh, yeah, one way in, one way out.
There was no prompt to open. I'm like, really? Arthur Morgan can't just like grab this fucking board of wood and like take it off there and run out the back door? No, dude, I couldn't. So like the first cop walks in, right? And he's walking in. And I'm like, I'm like crouching behind the wall and the door. And I'm like crouching and he's like walking in. And he's like, oh, there's nothing here, really? Like he turns around.
Yeah. Nothing to see here.
He turns around and I shoot him in the head and like the other cops are like, oh shit! Oh, are you all right there, Cletus? He's all fucking dead. He's on the ground dead, right? So they didn't see who shot him. Like they still says investigating and it says like person wanted unknown. So like they don't know it's Arthur Morgan. So I don't know it's me that's robbing the place. And next thing you know, the next cop walks in. And the dude turns around and he barely gets to glance, like he barely glances at me and it's like, oh, we know it's you, Arthur. It's like, how the fuck do you know it's Arthur Morgan? How?
Bandana on.
He has a bandana on, a fucking hat. Like really? How do you know it's me, motherfucker? You sons of bitches. This is racial profiling.
Leave no witnesses, Jesus.
So I shot
Let 'em all
everyone
have
in the
it.
town and I ran back to camp. And now I have like a $400 bounty and I got like $200 out of that place. So like I pretty much robbed the place for $200 and a pistol. And I got like a $400 bounty on me now. And everyone's looking for me. So real fun, huh, Gunny? I shot like 7
Sounds
cops.
about right.
Well, at least you got your fun out of it. But
I shot like 7 cops on the way. I was like, well, that was fun, but I mean, it's not fun having like a $700 bounty on me, and like I have like $300 now. Like this is not fun at all. What the fuck? Because you can't pay that off, you know? Like how do you pay that off? You can't. You got to make more money.
You go a little later, you find some gold bars. You'll be good.
Fucking
Yeah.
A, Gunny. God damn it, Gunny. Just trying to rob a fucking place. You know, it's a place full of criminals.
you're a murderer.
I was doing the
You
right
got
thing.
to earn your stuff the right way.
Besides all good old Red Dead, Call of Duty, and all that good stuff, guys, I played another game this week. I played some Beat Saber.
Oh, my kid's playing that right now, actually, on PS4.
So I played it on the Oculus Rift, Gunny, and I found out how to mod it, dude. Oh, shit,
What?
changes everything. Yeah, so I added this mod on the PC. It's called, what's it called? Beat Drop. Beat Drop pretty much lets you it lets you install any song that they have in Beat Drop into the game, and you can play it. And like you can search for music if you want to. Like name a song, Gunny. Name a song you'd want to play in Beat Saber.
Let's see. Another One Bites the Dust.
All right, another
by
one,
Queen.
Bites the Dust by Queen. You search that, you would search probably Queen. They'd probably pull up other songs by Queen or something that's named by like Queen as a title of the song. And you just search for it and then find it, and then boom, it's just like it's in the game. You just literally press like install, and it just like downloads like a quick thing, like real quick, and it's like okay, it's in the game.
Nice.
You just do that with like you could do it with all the songs in the file with Beat Drop, or like just some of them. You just play these, dude, whenever you want in single player mode.
Yeah, it's
It
cool.
works. Yeah, it's amazing. So, yeah, Beat Drop is cool as fuck if you're looking for a mod. It's pretty easy to install, and it works. It worked really fucking well for me. So I suggest everybody gets that. I'm gonna download some Eminem songs, Gunny, some rap music, see how that works on Beat Saber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also,
that'd be cool to play that. PC.
Speaking of VR, Gunny,
Oculus.
today I had a new experience, Gunny.
Oh, did you play that Walking Dead?
I played The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners.
Man, listen to that last week and hearing the other Josh talk about putting that screwdriver in and
oh my god. So this game starts off with like this dude in the woods and he's like, "Oh, you're the tourist, huh? You're here to New Orleans to fix everything, right, partner?" And you're sitting there just all quiet, like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Well, let me tell you about these people, these folk around here. You know, they ain't the kind to take shit from people like you. You know, we got the tower, and the tower, they mentioned this thing called the tower. And there's like a cult of people that live in the New Orleans area, like the place you're going to, and they run that area. They're like the bad thugs or whatever, but they have control of the area, right? And then there's the people that are surviving in the city, the good people. And it's like, what side are you going to be on? Are you going to be part of the tower and bring terror to these people? Or are you going to be the hope that the people need to find, like, the goal of the game is to find this supply cache that was set up by the military in case there was, like, another flood in New Orleans or whatever, you know, because of Katrina or whatever. But they were supposed to use the supplies if there was another flood. The problem is the zombie apocalypse happened after the flood. So, like, they never got to the supplies. But there's guns and food and ammunition and, like, all kinds of cool shit, medical supplies and shit in there that people can use in the city to survive. And the dude says he'll split it all, 50-50 with you if you help him find it. So, like, you're rowing your little boat to the little thing, he's telling the story. And then you get to the city and you get to the cemetery. The first place you go to is the cemetery. And you're walking through it, right? And you can, like, crouch and you can stand up. And you, like, this legit dude, like the dude, like Josh was saying last week, you grab the fucking screwdriver out of your left pocket or your left, like, holster on your belt. And you can hold it on your left hand or right hand, but you have to hit the zombies in the fucking head. And, like, legit, like, the controller vibrates a little bit. And then if, like, you don't stab them right, like, they'll still be like, trying to bite you and shit still, you know, like, and you're holding them away from you with the screwdriver in its head, and you, like, pull it out and have to stab him again, like, really hard the next time, and it's like, and then the fucker will die. And then when he dies, you have to, like, legit, like, with force, like, pull the thing out, like, out of his head. Like if you just let it go, it'll leave the screwdriver in the fucker's head. You gotta legit, like, pull it out of their head, Gunny.
Damn,
and then,
that's awesome.
And then, so every so often, the weapon that you're using as a melee weapon will break. It'll, like, snap off or, like, just fucking break, dude. It just breaks.
Does it show, like, for example, does it show, like, you know, the wear that you have on that weapon, like in the bottom,
it'll start flashing red if it's really beat up, or like if you look at it and you twist your hand a little bit, it'll usually detail whatever the weapon is, and it'll say, like, this is a shiv, and this is how much, like, durability or wear. It's called wear. It's how much wear it has. And that's also for, like, any item you pick up. So once you get into the actual game and you're in the city and you're scavenging for supplies, and you could literally pick up anything. You could pick up this glass bottle, Gunny, and put it in your backpack, and that could be used as, like, you recycle that, and it'll make glass shards where you can use to craft other shit later on.
Nice.
But as you're picking stuff up, you can, like, legit grab it and look at it, and it'll tell you, this is medicine, this is ammunition, this is a gun, this is a broken gun. So, like, on my first run, I was supposed to go to this mansion, and I found the mansion, and the main mission was for me to find this radio in the mansion and, like, install these antenna and this battery on this radio thing or whatever in the mansion. But I got sidetracked by this lady asking me for help. She said her husband died inside the mansion and they were staying in there, and she couldn't kill him, but he's a zombie now, and she really wants me to kill him because that's what she promised him she would do. So she's, like, saying, like if you kill him, I'll give you the code to the safe that's inside the mansion. So, like, I climbed up this, like, water pipe on the side of the fucking house to the second floor because I didn't want to go to the first floor because I couldn't get in. I got to the second floor window. I killed a bunch of zombies on the second floor. I killed her husband. I got his wedding ring and shit. I go back to her, But I was so caught up doing this thing for this lady that I completely forgot I had to do the main mission. So I didn't set up the radio, Gunny, that I was supposed to set up.
Oh.
But by the time I had got back to her, you have this little watch on your wrist that you look at. And this watch is set to like, once it hits midnight or a certain time of day, the assholes from the tower, they ring all these church bells around the city.
Oh, no.
And that riles up the zombies. So it makes like big hordes of zombies anywhere you're at. So like I was trying to like real quickly get back to her, give her ring, get her shit from her, and leave back to the base camp, which is in the cemetery, so I could, get home before the zombie fucking big hordes of zombies came out. And I did all that, but then I got back home and I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot my main mission, dude. The whole thing I went there for in the first place, I completely forgot to do.
But that's cool though, right? In a way, you know?
In a way, yeah. In a way, it was very immersive that I was so caught up doing this thing for this fucking lady that I completely freaking forgot that I had to do this shit. But I did find like a double barrel shotgun in the house. And then I found a broken shotgun and I found a broken revolver. I found ammunition for a revolver. So like I found cool shit in the house. I found a lot of loot, like a lot of like metal, scrap metal and shit that I can use to build shit. But I did fight a lot of zombies and I got bit by like 2 zombies, dude, and they like fucked me up and damaged me and I don't know what to do, Gunny. It's day 3 now. It's because each day you go to sleep and wake up, it's like day 3, early morning. And it says like on the bottom of the screen, the zombie horde grows larger and supplies are dwindling. And every day you start off, it tells you that. I'm like, wait a minute, does that mean supplies in the city are dwindling or what the fuck is going on here? I don't know.
Is it just a general statement?
It's just a general, yeah, I don't know.
Well, and it's probably just telling you like it's time to move on with, the missions, I assume, where it's not going to be this grind fest.
I don't know, Gunny. I'm worried.
When you talk about getting bitten and stuff, but is there like Zombrax in the game or?
No.
And if anybody doesn't know what that is, it's just like a zombie
they bite
cure.
you, and you don't get like you don't turn into a zombie or whatever. You turn into a zombie when you die. It's not like the TV show. It's different. And then also, but I do know later on in the game there's these infected zombies that infect you with a disease or something. And for those, when they bite you, you need medicine. You need to have like actual medicine at your base camp. If you don't have the medicine, you will die eventually. Like it just
antibiotics. Sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the game is very immersive. It's very like unique, dude. Like, like not wanting to use my gun is a big thing. But I'm like, fuck. Sometimes I feel like I need to. I haven't used it though yet, Gunny. I've stuck to my screwdriver, and sometimes it helped me, but like. Sometimes it's scary, man, because I'm like, fuck, dude, like, these zombies are coming at me really fast, and if it's more than one dude, you're going to get bit. No matter what, you're always going to get bit, so you got to make sure you sneak around them and do all that shit.
Nice, man. So how's the ammo that you have? Like, do you get multitudes of it? You feel like there's plenty of ammo that you found even early on in the game?
I don't know if it's plenty. I have like 30 rounds.
It's probably not enough.
But it's a revolver, so like the revolver holds like 6 rounds. And
I assume also if you start firing that thing off, more zombies will
that's what I'm afraid of. I haven't shot it yet because I'm like, if I shoot this fucking thing, it's probably gonna, because I know that's the logic, right? Like you shoot the gun, more zombies come. That's like logic zombie 101. Like that's movie logic, like it's gonna happen in this game if I shoot my fucking gun.
Yeah. And
that's the problem I had with the double barrel shotgun is I couldn't put it in my backpack. So I had to carry it in my hand. So like to get out of the mansion, Gunny, I'm like, fuck, I came in through the fucking window, right? I don't want to go downstairs yet because I'm full of supplies. I'm going to go meet this lady. So I'm looking out the window and I'm like, okay, I need to grab onto this pipe to climb back down. But I'm holding a shotgun in my hands. And I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to throw it out the window. So I throw it out the window at the backyard, and I'm climbing down the pipes, and I legit had to carry this shotgun with me all the way back to this lady. And this lady was all scared of me because I had this gun in my hand. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not aiming it at you, lady. I'm just trying to give you your fucking shit back, and you give me my shit. But, I'm assuming I can kill her, right? Like, I just put the gun at her and just
I don't know.
Fucking kill her.
Probably could.
And, hey, give me your shit.
You should try it.
Give me your shit anyways. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why I become a sinner.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what it has. Like that's why it's called Saints and Sinners. Because I think you're supposed to like make moral choices, and like you're either going to be a good guy at the end of the game, or you're going to be the bad guy at the end of the game. Which guy are you going to be?
Which one are you going to play?
I don't know.
So far, you're good, right?
So far, I've been good. I've been trying to help people. I helped that lady. I gave her wedding ring back from her husband. And then I told her husband killed her kids because she was like, "Oh, he was the greatest father." And I'm like, and he gives me like a dialogue choice, and it's like, "Oh, lady, by the way, your husband killed your children." She's like,
he was eating them.
She's like, "You son of a bitch! What makes you say that?" And like you have to prove to her, that like. You have proof of that, and like I pulled out this note her husband left her or whatever, and I'm like, here you go, lady. Because your guy has like your character's voice. You can be a female voice or a male voice, and then like you give her this, here you go, ma'am. And then she's like, oh, thank you. Like, oh, I'm sorry I called you a dumbass or whatever the fuck, or an asshole or whatever. And it's like, yeah, bitch, give me my fucking safe code now, and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much that, dude. Like that's what it is, Gunny. Like it's a survival game, but in the Walking Dead universe. But you're legit in it. It feels a lot like State of Decay, but first person view.
Nice.
Very very tense moments though, man. Like I said, walking around with that fucking shotgun in my hand, I'm like, if I see a zombie run at me, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm just gonna give me a good excuse to use a gun. I'm gonna shoot it. See what happens.
Hell yeah. So, hey, you talked about also like the church bells ringing and stuff like that. And, you know, and it's nighttime. Like, could you have stayed in that house and kind of hunkered down in there? Or
I'm assuming, yeah. If I wanted to. Chill in there and see if zombies came in there or not.
You know, maybe put a chair or desk up against one of the doors. I don't know if that's even possible. Or,
I don't know if that's even possible, but I need to pick up a lot of stuff.
Defenses.
I had like an axe. You have like a heavy weapon, a heavy swing weapon. You have your light weapon, which is like your knife or your screwdriver. You have your light gun, which is like your pistol, which I have a revolver. And then I had a heavy shotgun with me, like a 12 gauge, like a main like big gun thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, and hopefully like later on that's something you can just throw in your backpack. Or...
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Like I think I eventually found a slot for it in my backpack. And I think you can carry like a shotgun with you in your backpack. But the problem is like to equip the shotgun, you have to pull off your backpack and then grab the shotgun out of the backpack, like off the side of it, to equip it. So it could take a little bit longer, you know, to equip it. But
is the pistol like in a Blood and Truth type game where you have to look down and grab it and pull it up?
You just grab
out
it
of your holster.
You just pull it out of your holster real quick and you can aim it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Man.
Fuck yeah, Gunny. It's a
this game sounds good.
It's a lot of fun and it looks amazing, and it really is like some top level VR shit. It really is. It's some cool ass shit. And then I played some other VR game about flying a spaceship through space and shooting shit, and it was kind of cool, but I forget the name of it. I'll talk about it next week maybe if I play it again. That's enough games for me, man. I played a lot. Too many fucking games. Ah!
Damn.
Gunny, what have you played?
You know what I've been playing this week is besides my normal addiction to City Skylines is I've been playing a couple Japanese games.
Oh, Mr. Japanesey over here.
Well, I've been wanting to branch out and try and play different things, and yeah, Final Fantasy 15. They're in the old Xbox Game Pass, and
How you liking it?
I like it actually. It's actually pretty cool where. It's a couple of years old, right? At this point, 2 or 3, and it's pretty cool. Where it's four dudes, in their kind of their early 20s, and and they end up at this like a 1-horse town basically, and your car
with
breaks
the
down.
Hot mechanic girl.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Like, hi boys.
Hi boy. Why does she sound like she's from Tennessee?
She does, right? And then her father doesn't.
Yeah, her father.
Wait, I assume that's her dad.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on
here,
Gunny? Yeah.
And yeah, she's just wow, and she got the Daisy Dukes on, and yeah, she's smoking hot for sure. And yeah, and it's kind of weird where it, like even when it starts off about. Like, oh, okay, we're going to repair your car. Why don't you guys go kill some monsters for us? Like, yeah, okay, sure, we'll do that. Like, so far, like, I'm just playing as like the main guy who's, I forgot his name, but he's like the prince. I don't even know what he's a prince
that
of.
Gladios guy.
Yeah, if that's how you say it. And then, yeah, so then
One of my co-hosts is all about him. She's all about the big shoulders. So.
Oh yeah, and you're right. Some of them, they're just wearing all this black like biker clothing type style thing, and the game looks amazing for one. Art style's really cool. But I found the combat, like I think I knocked it down to what me and Jesus call the baby mode, which is easy instead of playing on normal. Because I thought, okay, I don't know like a Final Fantasy, I've never played. I haven't played one probably since the PlayStation 1 days. Mm-hmm. So, and I understand this is like, actual like real-time combat. So it's different unlike the others. One of the things I didn't care for was that, like, again, using a Xbox controller, I'm using B as my main like action to hit him with the sword or what have you. But it's like I'm used to like using X, and B would be like, to either evade or like block or something. Mm-hmm. So that's going to take some getting used to.
Are there issues where you can't like rebind? Or anything?
I don't think I've ever done that, but I know that is a choice that you can do. I guess if I go into the settings and rebind it, and I wasn't sure if I can do that in game or not. Whatever the name of that car is, and it's a pretty cool car. The one thing I got to get used to is like where I think when it first starts off, it's like, it even tells you like auto or manual. And I'm thinking, oh, it's like a racing game or something, like where like, no, you can automatically, the car will drive for you, or you can drive it manually, by using the controls. I'm like, okay, but it doesn't always let you do it. And I'm not sure why, where it's like, okay,
shit, bro.
No, I'm talking about after the cutscene, and it's like, okay, it's sort of open world-ish, I'm going to say, because it'll say, okay, here's the main mission that you have. Okay, so I'll be like, all right, that's where I want to go. But sometimes it just doesn't let me do it manually. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to go there, I guess, it has to go there first maybe. And I think it unlocks different areas along the way. So that's, or either the fact that I crashed the car, I think once, and then it's just like, you're a shitty driver, so we're going to have to do it for you automatically. I'm not 100% on that. And then there's like little items that you pick up on the ground, which is kind of weird, but I haven't figured out like what they're for, if I'm supposed to craft some things that I guess will help me in my fighting. The game looks pretty damn good, so I'm going to keep playing. I think I'm about 3 hours into it so far. It's cool. Like it's like it gives you these points of where you could rest. I'm not sure like if it has to be like at a certain point or not. Like you can just set up camp and and eat food and stuff or to regain your health. And even one of your buddies is just like, I feel like he's like the one that's scared the most. He's like, before we head out, I think we need to rest first. It's like he's always coming up to me, and I'm just like, no, I don't think so, pal. We're going to keep going. Suck it up, But yeah, I think the combat's pretty cool. So that's the meat of it, of what I actually like is, fighting the different monsters and stuff. And as far as like the three guys that you're with, like I think even on the controller, like you can press LB or RB or something, and then you can have them perform their strong attack on them. And it has like different levels to each enemy. Like some of them will be like, oh, this is a level 6, but then over here there's this elephant type style monster. It's like level 25. But I was able to beat it with, it almost killed me, but I was able to take it out. I guess earn more points for that one. So, yeah, just learning more about the story and killing monsters and shit. So they go down pretty quick. And the next one I've been playing that Yakuza 0 game. I've never played a Yakuza game before, and it's pretty much just like Japanese mafia,
Yeah.
Playing as the main guy, Kazuma Kiryu. Yeah, it takes place in like 1988 so it's basically Japan in the 80s, and you got to find phone booths to call people. And you got your pager. So far the story's pretty cool. The fighting mechanics are pretty tight. It's a lot of just like mashing the X button and just punching dudes in the face. So then and then I think there's like two different fighting styles you can kind of switch between. And it even shows me like on the D-pad on the controller where I can open up like two different ones. So I'll have like four eventually. But again, playing that on normal. So I've only died a few times, and along the way you can find these different what are they called? Like it's just like power-ups or something, and it'll just increase your strength and give you more health. I found that out like pretty easily, and some of the cutscenes, like where, like once you got an enemy's health down, like you could take a box of nails and just shove it in their mouth and like punch them in the face, and it's pretty gruesome. Some depending on what your fighting style is, you can pick up, different items like chairs and baseball bats and shit, like start beating people down. Damn. It's pretty tight. Yeah, I know. I was really surprised. I thought, okay, is this like I'm not even sure if it's like a game that's been remade or redone or what have you, but it does a really good job at it. Especially at some of those scenes where you're just like bashing people's faces in. So definitely right up my alley with the action, man. And I'm really enjoying it. So I hope to see this one through the end, the Yakuza 0. And there's definitely more in the series, and I definitely want to play more of those.
Now, is that the one that was a PS Plus a couple weeks or a couple months ago?
No, maybe was that Neo? Maybe. No.
I know there was a Yakuza game out there that was at one of the PlayStation freebies. I set it in my library, but I didn't do anything with it yet. So,
because I've had my PlayStation for a few months now, and I don't remember if that was one of them or not.
Yeah, is it Yakuza 0, the one that's free?
Yeah, because I'm playing this on Game Pass, so it might have been on PS Plus. But yeah, I'm just using the PlayStation for VR, so I'm not sure of the whatever games I grab on there that are free. But yeah, I recommend it. It's definitely been up-res to 4K and HDR and all that good stuff. It's got its makeover done. Pretty badass. Fighting the bosses and the different family, the dojos, So becoming the Yakuza that I am.
Yeah.
So
this is the first time that
it
came to Xbox, and it actually came straight to Game Pass.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. So I just been playing on the 4K TV. That's where I recommend it. The camera is okay. It's not bad. As you go walk down city streets and things like that, it eventually sometimes it will like snap. To make you focus forward or whatever direction you're facing, but it's not terrible. But that's just like in between, like different fights or a building you might enter. So I recommend checking that out. Let's see. Anything else? I don't think so. I think these are like the only games I played this week. So, yeah, just some more Japanese games, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
What does that mean, Gunny?
It's news time.
Yeah, that's right. It's news time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get on to the news. We got some video game news for you this week and much more. Much more. Right, Gunny?
That's right.
Let's give you some coronavirus updates this week in Corona Watch 2020.
And boy, there's been plenty of that.
Got some coronavirus live updates for you, Gunny. Live up. What the fuck is this?
Hey, did you see the first case? It was in Washington, was it? Oh, the first U.S. fatality? Death, excuse me. That was today.
Yeah, that was today. Yes.
I don't have that article up in front of me, but yeah, I believe it was a female. And I'm not sure like how she came in contact with this virus. Nobody knows yet.
Yes. Well, she was one of the original people that had him, I think, or something like that. But anyways, let's move on here to the news from today. Gunny, today, Vice President Pence said the existing travel ban on Iran would extend to foreign nationals who had been in that country in the past 14 days, Gunny. The State Department is also increasing its warning and advising Americans to not travel to parts of Italy and South Korea affected by the virus.
You know what it sounds like to me? The U.S. is shutting down.
Let's see here. Right before that, the White House's news conference, Gunny, health officials in Washington State confirmed that a person diagnosed with the coronavirus in King County died. President Trump described the patient as, quote, a wonderful woman, medically high-risk patient, he said, in her late 50s. Late 50s, Gunny. You gotta watch out here, Gunny. This is your age bracket here, Gunny.
Oh, yes.
I hear the latest developments. Latest developments, Gunny. There's 5 new cases announced Saturday, bringing the number of infections in the United States to 24, excluding repatriations, according to the CDC. 47 other people who have been repatriated to the United States from Wuhan, China, and from the Diamond Princess cruise ship also have the virus. The new cases in Washington State include the first possible outbreak in long-term nursing facility, and health officials have said older people and adults that are in poor health face the highest risk from the virus. And the FDA has now expanded coronavirus testing, Gunny, by speeding up hospitals' abilities to test though some worried the changes fall short in reducing logistical burdens. And Italy is now the 3rd country, in addition to China and South Korea, to confirm more than 1,000 cases.
You know what's crazy is they're not even close to each other. Right? Italy and China. It's not like they're... it's not like they're neighboring countries. That's scary.
Like neighbors, yeah.
It's just like one of those weird connections where like the people said the Chinese people invented pizza. One of those weird things. No? Okay.
Must be.
Maybe it was just me.
Gunny, what's gonna happen, Gunny? What's gonna happen here, Gunny?
You know, one thing it's a real bummer is, well, I just a couple things that I've heard personally from people is that their 401ks have plummeted big time.
Oh, do you see that?
So we're talking stock market.
Did you see that on Thursday?
Scary? Is that what I'm talking about?
Was it Thursday or Wednesday? $1.5 trillion of fucking investments.
Yes. Because I saw my kid's college account, like it lost a lot of money.
Sucks to be a Wall Street motherfucker right now, don't it?
You. Yeah.
Buy low, sell high, people. Go invest right now, because when this shit's over, all that's going to go back up. There's no other way to go.
It'll go back up.
It's not like it's going to go back down even more. It's going to go back up. Where else can it go, right, Gunny?
Well, it could go down even further, depending on what's going to happen next.
Oh, shit. Oh, are you fear-mongering, Gunny?
I know. My kid was definitely doing that yesterday. He's a big Reddit fan, so.
Scary.
But he was mad that his college fund lost some cash.
Yeah. Gunny?
But we are talking about human life here, so.
Yeah.
Right now. Let's look at this GDC, the postponement of GDC.
Speaking of Coronavirus Watch 2020, the Game Developers Conference has been postponed, aka it's been canceled after Amazon, Epic, Facebook Gaming and Oculus, Microsoft, Sony, PlayStation Interactive, and Unity all said they weren't going to show up. They're like, fuck you, we're not showing up. We don't want our people to travel in airports right now.
Yeah.
Because of this virus, so we're not going. So there was only going to be Google, Intel, and NVIDIA that were going to show up, and even they were kind of iffy if they were going to show up. So, yeah, they canceled. It says here, as of 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday, February 28th, the GDC has thrown in the towel. They said, quote, After close consultation with our partners in the game development industry and community around the world, we made the difficult decision to postpone the Game Developers Conference this March. They say we're generally disappointed and upset not to be able to host you at this time, but they fully intend to host the GDC event later in the summer. What do you think about this, Gunny?
Damn. Yeah, we'll have to see as far as scheduling, because I assume they're going to be at, I think it's called the Moscone Center. Let's see, because I've been over there before, but I haven't been to like GDC where that takes place, because it's only like 45 minutes from me. And you know what, I was reading today also about the fact that Disneyland and a few other places like in Japan and Korea have shut down.
Have you seen Disneyland in China, or Disneyland in Disneyland in fucking China, dude? It's fucking.
Oh, they have. Yeah, I thought it was
it's
Japan.
a ghost
that
town,
closed down.
son. It's a fucking ghost town. There's nothing there. No one's there.
Yeah, so we're seeing all these parks and amusement parks and everything else just not taking any risks. But I do think that GDC. Well, there's been a few other updates to the GDC where they're just talking. Well, just do an online presentation. So it is going to be a little scattered, but none of this. Nothing that's going to be as far as like a organized, event. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something in Vegas. Who knows this summer?
Not just that, GDC is not the first event to have made the no-go call in the face of the COVID-19 virus. But it's not going to be the last, that's for sure. It says here the world's biggest telecom show, the Mobile World Congress in Spain, was canceled earlier this month after the vendors started backing out. Also, the Geneva Motor Show was also canceled after Switzerland put a temporary ban on gatherings of more than 1,000 people. And neither are smaller gatherings immune to this shit. The EVE Online Fan Fest is scheduled for April in Reykjavik has also been canceled, as has Facebook's own F8 Developer Conference, which would have started May 5th, has been canceled. The shitty part about all these is that these are events where they're going to showcase new technology in gaming, which is fucking cool, but now they can't. So, I mean...
I don't know, man. I think that the amount of times they have things like E3 and stuff like that where all these... they go live and they're showing off all their stuff anyway. I mean, they're really just missing out on the live gas for real.
Yeah.
They might be okay if they just did something electronically, like a Skype presentation or something like that.
You're right, yeah. Do it in your office.
Yeah, I guess that would probably take away, what was it, a couple years ago whenever they were doing Diablo and they did the mobile version. The guy's like, what, you guys don't have phones?
Yeah.
Take away that crowd control moment of like, it probably could have been less of a PR issue.
Yeah.
Right, yes. It's just online anger, really, Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with all that. I mean, keep posting. What if E3 is canceled, Gunny?
I know, like, people are already doing the fearmonger thing on that. And currently, right now, let me just back up a little bit. PAX East is going on as we speak. Mm-hmm. And I know that there was a gentleman on Twitch that we wanted to actually have on today, but he is at PAX East, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and he's been posting pictures.
Next week he's going to come on here with the coronavirus, talking about the symptoms.
Maybe he won't make it to next week's show.
Bring limes.
We're going to bring a COVID-19 patient on the podcast for you people.
Did you see that guy with this kid who basically was on monitor for the virus, but then was, I guess, he was how do I say it? Like, he was not cured, but he was like, found that he's in good health. And he went on CNN and he just like hacked and coughed the entire time. It was like, and then I think he like, I don't know, like, yeah, it was just the kind of bizarre.
Bet you that CNN anchor was like, oh, fuck, you guys got me with this motherfucker in the same room.
Well, yeah. And I think because it was live and then the guy's like, yeah, I'll come on the show. All right, I'll come on the live newscast. And then he gets on there, he just starts hacking away. Oh, and then I think he said something about, I'm really just I'm just coughing so badly because of my nerves or something.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
I was like, okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hiccuping a lot because I drink. Oh wait, that's a different.
Yeah.
I
But it
mean,
really freaks people out. I mean, people were like, "Oh my god," like this is what happens when you're found that you're actually healthy and found to not have the virus. Yikes! I don't know. Maybe he just had a regular flu virus or something. So yeah, we hope to find out more about. I don't know, because I heard different things about what's currently going on at PAX East as far as Sony and Microsoft, if they're at this event or not.
Yeah, we'll see. We already know Sony won't be at E3. So
I hope it doesn't last that long, till June. Please, no.
You never know, Gunny. You never know, Gunny. It could be worse by then.
Just make sure you have your screwdriver in your left pocket.
Oh, you know what I do have?
This pops off.
You know what I have, Josh? Because they're talking about the fact that everybody is out of these masks. They're sold out everywhere, and they're working 24 hours around the clock to make more masks. I have a full box of masks.
Where'd you get it from?
You got a full.
Well, my wife got it from. I think she got it from Lowe's. But it was about a year ago.
That to be a certain rating, Gunny. That to be a certain rating, dude.
No, these are the good ones that's got like the little plastic thing in the front.
Little respirator thing.
And it's like a certain rating. I know that, they were talking about that on the CDC.
Yeah, the hobo ones really won't do you any good.
No, they're just...
So I'm wondering how much I can get for these on eBay.
I'll buy them off of you, Gunny, right now. $100.
Right. $100, you got it. Let me send them up to you. I'll go in the maintenance shop right now. I'll be back. I think I found 2 boxes. $200.
$200 sold. Moving on now. Pokemon Home GTS desperately needs to be fixed. If you don't know what GTS is, neither do I, but that is the global trade system. Thank God for articles, right? This was introduced back in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl back in 2007, which allows you to place a Pokemon up for trade and request a specific monster in return, down to its level and its gender. So this feature was loved among fans because it offers you an easy way to fill out your Pokédex, and it's been a staple of the series ever since then. But now, Pokemon Home is causing issues. Dun, dun, dun! Apparently, people are now posting Caterpies, which is like a low-level-ass, bullshit-ass caterpillar Pokemon, level 1s, for a trade, and they request a level 890-plus Pokemon in exchange. And some people are very dumb, and they press yes, and they do the trade.
Wow, talking about a markup on your trade value. Jeez. That's like the equivalent of somebody putting like a Nintendo Switch on eBay and selling it for like $500, but they're selling the box.
Yeah.
They just put in small writing box.
Legitimately, it is. It's like, what the fuck? But apparently, people are falling out, like they're falling like into this trap where they click yes, and then they lost their Pokemon. That's like 890 for a fucking Caterpie. So,
oh god, what was it? There was a game, man, back in the day, NCAA 2002. So college football 2002. They had it where ranked matches, if somebody on the other team, there was a way that you could go in and ask to like say it was a draw instead of like a team forfeiting or whatever.
Yeah.
And people would do this within like a couple seconds, or they'd wait until you're like getting ready to snap the ball or something like that, because it would pop up a screen. Yeah, it would pop up a screen that's like, so-and-so wants to call this match a draw and not consider either team to be the loser. Do you want to agree? And it's like, if you weren't paying attention to it, you'd be stomping somebody by 20 points. And at the last second, they're like, nope. And you'd accidentally hit it and be like, no. But
man.
That's got to be like somewhere at that stupid level of crazy. can you imagine the level of online rage that like I just traded my 900
like how long you've been trading that fucking Pokemon for? Just trade it out for a Caterpie. And you know what's the most frustrating part about this, Josh? Pokemon Home was free in the past versions of the game. For this version, you must pay $16 a year.
Oof.
So to even use this, you got to pay extra money per year, and you're getting fucked over by it. So good luck, people. Good luck.
I know Mojo's paying for it. He doesn't mind.
Pokemon Go. Pokemon Home.
I'm just happy my kids are running around with Pokemon Go right now, and there's like enough Pokestops nearby that he's getting exercise. Yeah, my oldest, not the 7-year-old.
Moving on now. My boy Kojima, Gunny. Hideo Kojima is now returning. Kojima Productions may be teasing this next game already, Gunny, after the successful release of Death Stranding in 2019. There are no concrete details yet, but fans have pointed out signs hinting that it could be Silent Hills. The game that Hideo Kojima was working on with Guillermo del Toro before the former's unceremonious departure from Konami. It says here the official Kojima Productions Twitter account recently tweeted an image of head of communications Aki Saito scribbling on a post-it note. Other Twitter users have been quick to point out some apparent clues in the tweet that point towards Silent Hills, Gunny.
What? How could he? I thought that Silent Hill was part of something he's, his former employer.
I don't know, maybe. I don't fucking know. Who the fuck owns Silent Hills? Do they still own it?
I thought they did.
Who still owns Silent Hills? Konami. Well, they make a deal with them or something. I don't know, Gunny.
It's possible, yeah.
Fucking questions, Gunny. Who knows? This is Hideo Kojima, motherfucker.
Yeah.
First off, Gunny, the tweet uses the word silent. And if you zoom in on the image, you'll see that Saito is using a pyramid-branded pencil, Gunny.
I see that.
God, this is like Death Stranding all over again. I fucking see it. Remember Death Stranding? Yeah. Remember Death Stranding in the beginning? Like, you see the baby in the beach. You see the beach. What does that mean? What does that mean, Gunny? You see the letter? It says death.
It's in his belly.
What does death mean? This is fucking Death Stranding. Fucking Hideo Kojima up to the same old shit again. God damn, fuck you, Hideo.
Little did you know, we're seeing, the end of the game, the way you described it.
We'll know what you're talking about in fucking 6 years from now. Fuck you, guy. We'll come back to you later, motherfucker, you.
E3 2024.
Back up to his normal bullshit. Back up at your same old fucking tricks, Hideo. You know what you're up to, motherfucker. Moving on now to PUBG. PUBG has now been dealing with an increase in DDoS attacks and performance issues, Gunny. That's right.
Damn.
The last few months have been a bit bumpy and player unknown's battlegrounds. It's evidenced by the tone of the Steam forums and subreddit, which are full of frustrated posts about crashes, stuttering, and cheating.
More of this crap.
Some of these issues started with Season 6, Gunny, but others go back to last year. PUBG Corp has addressed these issues in an update detailing reasons for the issues and plans for the fixes. The devs have already mostly resolved a team deathmatch issue with the arcade, but it looks like there's plenty more to do. Performance issues have been increasing since January and are ongoing, and apparently they've been hard to identify. The difficult part is that some of these issues are impacting specific hardware or happening in unique situations which are difficult to reproduce.
True.
Reads the update. To improve performance issues, which we have to track down specific cause, which often means needing to reproduce the specific steps leading to the issue. PUBG has also been a victim of the uptick in DDoS attacks. In November, the frequency rose to the highest number it had ever been, and it's rising again this month. So, in attempting to resolve the problem, PUBG has now had to run some tests that resulted in even more performance issues.
We're going to try to fix this by ruining it even more first.
Yeah, so you've got these hackers, and then you've got, and then just top it off, you've got these man babies, right?
Whoa, Gunny, whoa! How fucking dare you?
It could be females. I don't know. You know what? Go play Escape from Tarkov. All right, salty.
Go play a new game. Don't play the game that you really love. Go play a different game, guys.
Go play a harder game, okay?
You dick.
I haven't played this game in forever. What about you?
Months now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Josh? Never.
I've played that a combined 0 times.
What?
Yeah.
PUBG, man. PUBG life. It's a Fortnite.
Yeah, it was not on PlayStation, and the only thing I have is a laptop that's a couple years old that I was a little worried about the old performance level of attempting to get that to run. Not that it was the prettiest of games anyway.
Yeah.
But
that game was a bitch to run at first. It still sort of is, as you can tell.
Yeah.
People having performance issues still. Fuck.
So yeah, no, I never got into that. I had a buddy of mine that started playing it with when it hit Xbox.
Yeah.
But after that point, I was kind of like, I was already entrenched in Fortnite gaming and started playing a lot of Overwatch and things like that. So I had enough stuff on my plate to really get into. So I kind of held off on everything with that.
Xbox version on Game Pass?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not sure if it is or not.
If it is on there, you should check it out, Josh. If it's on Game Pass. I don't know if it is or not.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think if
you have Game Pass, Josh?
I'm not an Xbox guy, so.
Oh my! Who the fuck did we invite onto the podcast? Jesus Christ! What the fuck's going on here, Gunny?
Hey, this is a multi-platform podcast.
Reference at the beginning: PlayStation.
Call of Duty Zombies mode director Jason Blundell has now left Treyarch, Gunny. Oh no! In a note posted to Treyarch Studios Twitter account, co-studio head and Zombies mode director Jason Blundell has announced his departure after 13 fantastic action-packed years.
Thank you, Jason.
I am moving on from Treyarch. During my time at the studio, I've been privileged to work on a variety of projects, wearing many hats along the way, with my time on the Zombies team proving to be quite special.
If he made Black Ops 2, I love you.
He did, actually.
You're amazing.
Yeah. He was the producer of Call of Duty 3, but became associated with the Zombies mode after directing 2 maps for the Black Ops 2 incarnation.
Yes.
And then he served as the director for both the Zombies and the campaign mode in Black Ops 3.
Campaign mode in that game was pretty fun too.
Yeah, it was very good.
That was man, you talk about a mind screw up. That messed with what was it? 3/4 of the way through that game when the guy's his brain's starting to flip out.
Yeah.
He starts thinking he's back in World War II and fighting Nazis and stuff like that. And
it's a trip.
Yes.
Black Ops. Doom Eternal can now do 1,000 frames per second, Gunny, if you got the hardware for it.
That's why you bought that card.
1,000 frames per second, every PC gamer's dream. Straight to your eyeballs, Gunny. That's right.
Damn.
Back in the day of Quake, in Quake 2, it was common for players to minimize graphical settings in order to maximize frame rates. It still is. Speed is life in online games. After all, it's also great for bragging rights. And if you could maintain a solid 30 FPS while the bullets were flying around and the bombs were exploding, you were a real hero on the id Software forums. But things have now changed somewhat since those long ago days, Gunny, when players used to use console commands to remove Quake's frame rate cap. These people were speaking to IGN. id Software's lead engine programmer, Billy Kahn, said the id Tech 7 engine has more vibrant looking particle effects and a ridiculous number of frames moving from your monitor to your eyeballs every second. On id Tech 6, we maxed it out to 250 frames per second. Now, this game, if you have the hardware right, it could hit 1,000 frames per second, the max we have. Dun, dun,
Meh,
dun,
1,000. Come on.
Dun, dun.
Step it up a notch. That's freaking cool. That's the future right there, folks. 1,000 FPS, baby.
1,000. Can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine that, Gunny? That's 10 years from now, dude.
I wouldn't even leave my chair.
I wouldn't leave it ever.
I'll just play Doom all day. That's homeless. Nuts. Get an eviction notice. I don't even know, man. I'm not in here.
What you should do is if you play it 1,000 frames per second at this point and it look good, you just sell tickets for your living room and be like, hey guys, this is a new
check this out.
This is where we're at.
The new experience, the 1,000 frames per second experience.
Welcome to the Horrible Gamers Theater.
We have 1,000 frames coming to your eyeballs.
Yeah, because I see some people in certain parts of the media where, friends or whatever, and they'll check out these graphics and they'll show like a picture on Twitter. Like, okay, you got to remember what I'm viewing that from, so you got to come to my house, check out my rig, grab a seat, hang on.
Moving on, Gunny.
You'll pay for the whole seat, but only need the edge.
Plague Inc. has now been removed from the China App Store.
For shame.
Time strategy game Plague Inc. has been removed from the China App Store. Plague Inc. developers and Endemic Creations issued a statement explaining that the situation is out of control and that the team is working on a way to bring the game back to the Chinese players. They said that the team explains that the reason behind Plague Inc.'s removal is because the game, quote, includes content that is illegal in China as determined by the Cyberspace Administration of China, end quote.
Looks bad for the kingdom.
Looks bad. Virus aren't spreading it around. What are you're making a game about viruses? That doesn't happen in real life. Viruses don't spread like this.
Have you played that game though?
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
It's fun. It's my favorite phone game. I've had that game since like 2012 on my phone, dude.
Remember when it first came out on what was it, Miniclip?
Yeah, it was like, time. Yeah, I remember the first time I played it was on Miniclip, and then I remember when it came out on iPhone, like in 2012 or something, and I bought it. And I've had it ever since then. It's a fucking amazing iPhone game. But yeah.
I was always waiting for that first plane that turned red.
Yeah, the first boat that goes to Madagascar. You're like, fuck yeah! And then Greenland,
Madagascar and Greenland, yeah.
Madagascar used to be the hardest, but I think they nerfed it. But for sure, Greenland though, dude, that place is a bitch. Yeah. You don't have like Switzerland and all those countries like red. Greenland ain't never gonna get infected.
Yeah. If you don't start somewhere up there that they can get in early, you might as well cash in your chips. They're gonna.
No. I usually start in Africa and then I spread everywhere, and then I keep the visibility down, and then I make sure everyone gets infected, and then I start killing everything. Yeah, it's my strategy, Gunny.
Yeah,
visibility low and killing high. Once everyone has it.
The first time I played, I started in China, and I ended up getting everyone killed. I won the very first attempt.
Oh shit, that's crazy. Moving on to more news. Doing 60 FPS on next-gen Gunny is much easier. Our next games will be cross-gen, Shadow Warrior 2 developer says. So, recently...
We've been asking for this.
These people spoke at length with Flying Wild Hog CEO Michael Zustak, the studio that brought the gamer Shadow Warrior, and has been silent for a few years now, but is now about to announce 2 new AAA projects later this year, Gunny. After they got acquired by Supernova Capital. During the interview, Zustak said that hitting 60 frames per second on the next generation consoles will be much easier for developers thanks to the vastly increased computing power. Those games will be available on current generation consoles as well. He said, quote, "So for us, since we do action games, we are super happy because it will be much easier to deliver 60 frames per second. Obviously, I'm an old school gamer, so 60 FPS is important for me, Gunny. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. And in terms of difficulties with making the games, I think the new generation will be much more accessible. So we predict that we will have less problems to actually, develop the games for the next than we had with the current gen. Obviously, UE4, which is Unreal Engine 4, helps a lot. But we have very experienced people in the studio, engineers and programmers. So we're ready to actually make a game for the next gen. But just for you to know, as super excited as we are for the new generation, I can promise that we will not forget about current generation owners, and we want to deliver our games to all the people who want to have fun. So I can promise that, and everybody will get it.
He was paid to say that. Come on. No, or Phil probably called him and like, just
Hey,
make sure,
you better mention the last gen too, you son of a bitch.
Don't just put in there like just for the next gen. Screw us over, man. If we're gonna give you this box.
What do you think, Gunny? You excited for next gen 60 FPS, bro?
Hey, we've talked about it many times. I can easily tell between 30 and 60 when it comes to a shooter.
Dude, hell yeah.
You know, I mean, if you got Call of Duty versus, I don't know, wasn't some of the Battlefields where some of them were 30?
Yeah.
And I mean, you can clearly tell that, you know, that there's a...
Well, you remember when original Xbox One came out and Battlefield 4 came out for it? Battlefield 4 on the Xbox One was 30 frames. Battlefield 4 or Call of Duty at the time was 60.
Always been 60.
And I remember playing Call of Duty and going to Battlefield 4. I was like, I love Battlefield, but something about this game feels slow. It just feels sluggish. It feels like so slow. You know what I mean? Like something about it. I don't know what it was, and it was that.
Yeah. I mean, there is that, and then you know, it's not a deal killer where you're just like, oh, I'm just not going to get, you know, that game that's on 30, but it's what we want, man. We want 60 FPS on consoles.
Yeah.
I want it. Give it to me. Give me that 120 or up to.
What about you, Josh? Do you care about the FPS?
I think if I had a little bit better technology in the old television, and not have to worry about like input lag or any of that stuff, it might be a little bit more important. I definitely think that the 60 frame would be definitely beneficial. I think if you go a little further than that, without getting into the next level of televisions, we start getting into 8K and that type of stuff. That I don't know that we're necessarily going to see the big difference between that with a console. So I mean, I would definitely push for the 60. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that we need to go too much further than that, because I think that's going to be like a lost cause unless we get, like I said, that next brand of that next setup of TV that can handle it and inputs and things like that to be able to handle all that stuff. So
I think, isn't there, I don't know, I think it was Linus Tech Tips. You know, there's only even a few TVs out there that go past, you know, the 60 frames per second, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's very few.
Yeah, so there are very few in between.
Like mine does it, but mine only does it at 1080p. In 4K, it only does 60.
Yeah.
And most gaming monitors for like PCs, if it's a 4K monitor, it's only going to do 60. Like the chances of you having a 4K monitor that's 120 or even 144, that monitor is going to cost at least $1,000 probably.
At least, right? Yeah, you can add $300 to $400. That's why I never went with that HDR monitor. I was like, ooh, yeah, I don't want to pay $800 minimum for a monitor.
Surprisingly, Gunny, I got my monitor and it has HDR as well, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, I paid for this one, but I'm looking at now that, you know, we're talking about the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, where, like, okay, you know, and input lag for me, you know, for example, playing Call of Duty, and I've got the worst TV for that, you know, especially on its rating. So it's like, okay, I know, like, I'm going to be turned away from playing Call of Duty if that's, you know, if I currently played on my OLED, you know.
Yeah.
Where I should just
PC crossplay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I should either just get it on there or get a monitor that's capable of, you know, that does have like HDR. You know, I can get what, you know, maybe what Brink's talking about. You know, like a better overall visual experience as well.
Do it, fucking do it, Gunny. Speaking
get that curved monitor too. Ooh, yeah.
Speaking of next gen. What's new Xbox Series X specs? What they tell us about AMD's next-gen Radeon graphics cards? Dun dun dun, dun dun dun, dun dun dun. So the other day, Microsoft kind of unveiled the curtain a little bit more on the Xbox Series X specs, and it looks pretty badass. It clocks in at a whopping 12 teraflops.
That's double. They've doubled that from the Xbox One X.
There's a new integrated Radeon's graphics inside Microsoft's next-gen console, which packs more raw compute power than AMD's current discrete graphics card champion, as the Radeon RX 5700 XT tops out just shy of 10 teraflops. That's pretty fucking impressive, Gunny.
That's a lot.
So, for the PC gamers, this is what Microsoft revealed as well. The Xbox chief, Phil Spencer, confirmed that the AMD chip powering the new console would deploy AMD's RDNA 2 graphic architecture. RDNA 2, Gunny, is the successor to the first-gen Navi RDNA GPUs inside the current Radeon RX 5500 XT, Radeon RX 5600 XT, and Radeon 5700 XT graphics cards. And AMD CEO Lisa Su has already said that RDNA 2 based GPUs will hit the streets later this year. So, Gunny, this means moving forward, later this year, you might see AMD cards, or we most likely will see it. They've already said that they're going to hit the streets later this year. They're probably already making them or working on them. You're going to see real-time ray tracing, Gunny.
Oh,
what? My God.
Oh, I'm curious at what cost?
While real-time ray tracing is currently only supported by the NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 20 series GPUs, which pack dedicated hardware for the task, both Microsoft and Sony have promised to support the cutting-edge lighting technology. The Xbox Series X announcement reiterates the fact, and at the CES Consumer Electronics Show, Lisa Su confirmed that AMD will release graphics cards with ray tracing sometime in 2020, Gunny. Also, DirectX ray tracing. Here's another no-brainer. The latest Xbox Series X tease confirmed that the console's ray tracing will use Microsoft's DirectX ray tracing API, which builds atop DirectX 12 in Windows 10. In other words, ray tracing or ray trace games created for the Xbox Series X should easily support the technology on Windows as well. So that's good for PC gamers.
Yeah.
Also, variable rate shading. So, this is cool and key to potentially unlocking much more faster gaming performance with little or no impact on image quality. NVIDIA introduced variable rate shading in its latest GeForce GPUs, and the technology has since been enshrined in DirectX itself. It's similar to ray tracing and is great to the technology coming to Radeon graphics chips as well. So, there you go. Gunny, are you excited for all this shit? Also,
hell yeah. You know what I'm really excited about? Like, you know, the fact that these games are going to look a lot better. The whole game suspend system, like where you can take, what was it, 2 or 3 different games? I think it was 2.
You know the problem with that, though? Let me tell you about the biggest problem with game suspend, Gunny. Let me tell you about a problem.
What's the biggest problem?
Partner. Our friend Josh here is playing Fortnite. And say he wants to game suspend Fortnite, and he does. And he goes and plays, name another game he wants to play, Gunny. Sea of Thieves. So he goes over to Sea of Thieves, and then he suspends that. Then he goes back to play Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And then he's like, oh, you know what? I'm tired of Shadow, so I need to go back to Fortnite. Fortnite, Gunny, it's an online-only game. It's going to make you log in every single time. And guess what? You suspended Sea of Thieves? Well, guess what? The game's going to kick you for being inactive.
I thought about that too this week. I thought, okay, if it is like like I was thinking about something where my games like Ghost Recon Breakpoint or, like online, I understand.
Everything's online.
Yeah, everything is online pretty much. So but I was just thinking like, but I guess I was looking at it more like, I'm playing Yakuza 0, right? But I don't know if it's an offline game, like that'll be good.
Lame. No one plays that these days. No one plays that.
People still play these single-player games. I think, maybe half the people are, 40%. But yeah, I just thought I can pick up right where I left off, But I understand if it is like a most AAA games these days are online. Yeah, and it's going to kick you back. It'd probably be easier to like kill the program and go back and start from the beginning again.
It's not even most single player games. It's most games are online and require you to check in.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've had
even single player games do that nowadays. Like Death Stranding is a single player game that's online.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Like, okay, I think it was Assassin's Creed, the latest one, where, I've gone back like 2 weeks later or something, or, like, oh shit, like I forgot I had this, my Xbox has been off, but really just in sleep mode. Where I think now with these new Xboxes, they're talking about even from powering down completely, it'll still keep it in that suspension state.
No, it'll be sleep mode. There's no, you're not going to be able to power off completely. It's going to be sleep.
You don't think so? That's what, I don't know. It might have been from one of the articles I read, but I mean, I guess we'll see when it comes out.
Ain't going to be no powering off all the way. It's still going to be on, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is cool for the PC gamers out there looking for a new graphics card later this year that may be a little bit cheaper than the current ray tracing cards by NVIDIA. Obviously, AMD has always been cheaper coming out to market, so they're probably going to be way cheaper than whatever NVIDIA introduces this year, whether it's 30 series cards or they stick with the 20 series. That's cool because they're getting all the same technology that pretty much NVIDIA has, but who knows if it's as good. We'll see, though.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's exciting, though. That's exciting for PC people that are looking to build a PC, or, like maybe Josh here wants to buy a PC later this year. Buy one.
Get a good upgrade.
Josh is playing Fortnite, guys. I keep mentioning his name to fuck with, to distract them.
Oh, no, you're good. With having this many kids and other podcasts, stuff like that, it's second nature.
Multitasking.
So, yeah, it's actually Rocket League, but
nice. So rest in peace to the Konami code creator Kazuhisa Hashimoto. This is the man behind the world's most famous cheat code, Gunny, and he passed away.
Up, down, left, right, B, A.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, Yuji Takenuchi, a composer and sound designer famed for his work on Dark Souls and countless other titles over the last 3 decades, revealed that his friend Kazuhisa Hashimoto, the creator of the Konami Code, has died at the age of 79. The Konami Code, as Gunny said, up, down, left, right, BA, has been used to assist gamers and unlock Easter eggs since its inception in 1986. It was created by Hashimoto during the development
all about that Contra
of Konami's flagship shooter, Gradius.
Gradius, yes.
During his ports from the arcade to the NES, after he discovered it to be too difficult during playtesting. However, he forgot to remove this bypass, and soon, gamers discovered that if you paused Gradius and entered the code, every power-up became theirs. When initially it was considered for removal from the title, developers worried that it could effectively break the game, so it stayed in. It was later with the release of the brutal Contra that the Konami Code and the players that used it in the game were granted near immortality. The password granted you 30 lives, leading to the North Americans referring to the life-saving cheat as the 30 lives code.
Yeah.
Since then, the Konami Code has been used in dozens of games, and not just those produced by its titular developer. Alongside other releases in the Gradius and Contra series, the Castlevania, Metal Gear, and Dance Dance Revolution franchises have used it to deliver anything from hidden songs and higher difficulties through to Solid Snake, chastising the player with the very snippy, "Stop fooling around, kid." Our deepest condolences and the best wishes are with those close to Hashimoto at this time. Gamers everywhere are undoubtedly saluting him right now. Not least because of a simple, honest admission that we're regularly not passed out. As good game demand us to be, blah, blah, blah. And so, this pretty much, this dude created this fucking code, didn't take it out of the game, and it became a fucking, like, it's the code everyone knows.
Game legend.
This really is like the code everyone knows.
Insert beginner game tattoo here.
Pretty much, right?
You know?
Like, think about how many people have that code tattooed on their body somewhere or something.
Oh yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah. It's crazy.
Do you have that one, Josh?
No. I just stick with the characters.
Not yet.
I was thinking that'd make a good, neck tat, right? Yeah.
Good night, Dad. I love if I can get the Konami code around your whole
Instead
neck.
of barbed wire. It's just
What kind of gang are you in, homie? What?
Oh, shit. Moving on now, guys. GameStop 2.0 is here. You guys excited? Have you guys seen these? Have you seen the videos, Gunny, of GameStop 2.0?
I seen him about 3 or 4 months ago. No, but yeah, maybe it's been a little bit longer.
Well,
But I haven't seen it at my GameStop. I haven't been in mine in a while. Well, I go to the one at the mall, but it's too small.
GameStop invited The Gamer and several other news outlets, including Gamertag Radio, and influencers to Oklahoma to see its GameStop 2.0 stores. Dun dun dun
flyover
dun.
state?
The reboot of several stores in the area wasn't exactly a secret. Of course, there was a leaked video that was spread as far back as September. But GameStop wanted the people to see its remodeled stores in person. And after a few months of operation, Gunny. Dun, 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 dun. Alongside many key changes, a bigger focus on tabletop, dedicated retro stores, and less pop figures, among others, is a larger freedom for the local community to shape the direction of their GameStop. To that end, Gunny, GameStop revealed the stores only after the gamers of Tulsa and Pryor, Oklahoma had some time to voice what they wanted to see in their GameStops. For the largest store, Tulsa's GameStop Social, that meant a lot of Fortnite. So, it happened to be Fortnite Friday when we were brought in, and the event pretty much catered to the stereotype. Young gamers, none of which could be older than 13, took up most of the 36 gaming stations, and the store has a network of PCs, PS4s, Xbox Ones, and Nintendo Switch stocks hooked up to the 6 rows of TVs for a fee, which is now $5 an hour. A customer considered an empty TV and play any of the games on the list, Gunny. And so Fortnite is on every system. Like, they have it on every console, so it's good to go. So, there you go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So it's all run through a server, meaning that every platform has access to the latest version of each game instantly. And so there was a moment where they had to download a big Call of Duty patch for Modern Warfare.
Yeah, 85 gigs, right?
That came out, they fucking figured it out. But the system worked well during Fortnite Friday with about 20 kids all playing online without any sort of lag. And aside from Fortnite, the server allows for a large number of games to be loaded onto a console without the poke of a tablet, or with the poke of a tablet. One mother indulged in Tetris 99 with her child while her child caught a ride on the battle bus. So this lady was playing games while her kid was playing games. Everyone's playing games, Gunny. It's GameStop 2.0. Woo! Woo!
We're staying open. Yay!
We're surviving. Woo! The GameStop Social Store also had a table at the front, Gunny, surrounded by comfy gaming chairs. Here is where the largest adult presence was felt, as it was also D&D night. Woo! D&D night while there's Fortnite kids screaming about Fortnite shit in the background. It's no more fun than playing D&D in a GameStop at Friday night.
I need mats. Shut up, I'm the dungeon master.
Some stores even hire associates specifically to be dungeon masters. But none of this is locked in. If the customer shows more interest in Mortal Kombat Monday or Magic the Gathering, the staff has the power to switch the events and add those. Anyways, so GameStop Social is one of 4 versions of the 2.0 reboot, and is the largest by far, and the 11 other Tulsa area stores follow its general layout. The stores all take a more streamlined approach, with games up front, along with the couch facing a big, playable TV. Collectibles still have a place, but the place is no longer randomly stacked near the registers. In fact, the counters are totally clear of all blind bags, Gunny. There's no more pop figures.
I'm gonna call my nephew
to provoke a last-minute purchase. They now sit in the middle of the store so that associates can be all over the place facilitating D&D and Fortnite tournaments. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Yep.
Think about that smart, though. I mean, as bad as they were getting hammered on everything else,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll give them an opportunity to give you more than $7 for your Nintendo Wii.
Yeah. So there's another type of store that they have in GameStop 2.0. This is called the Mall Store, which is also the pop culture store. This is where you'll find most of your pop figures, Gunny, at the mall, alongside premium collectibles like the life-size Infinity Gauntlet. And there's a fourth type, and this is the final store type. This is called GameStop Retro, where retro games come alive, and they actually have like CRT, big-ass Sony TVs, like the flat-screen, huge CRTs. They have those on the tables.
500-pound TV.
Yeah. They have like big-ass ones, like fucking 36-inch fucking CRTs,
Wow.
like big ones. Them hooked up to like, so they have like a stack of like Nintendo 64s, Segas, and fucking Nintendos and shit. And you can like switch between them and play whichever game you want. $5 an hour, Gunny.
Not bad.
Are you excited, Gunny? Are you excited for GameStop 2.0?
Yeah, I'd like to see one actually come to my town. I want to see that because I haven't been into mine in a while. I wouldn't mind going in there doing some retro gaming.
Yeah, so it pretty much said they got rid of all their pops and shit at their main stores, but like the mall stores still have that shit if you want it. So like you have to find
that makes a lot of
store.
sense because some of them are just like hallways, right?
Yeah.
Like the one I go into on Sunday is just it's basically a hallway. Buy your pop.
Yeah, so like I mean,
Yeah, that's an epidemic around here too, and we have a couple of GameStop spots that are around us, but I mean none of them that are adopting the 2.0 type of situation. But man, it's just like everything is pops and T-shirts and stuff like not even game memorabilia in regards to like gameplay memorabilia, but like figures and whatever. It's like they're trying to do more of like a comic book feel than they are a game store, and it just I don't know. I think they kind of lost their way in the hope for dollars.
yeah.
You know what I miss also is, and it's probably just as far as like the digital age of things, but the used game section is like so small nowadays.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm just like always like browsing. Even though I didn't own a PS3 at the time, it was like, I still want to know what games are out there. I want to look at them, but now that and the Xbox 360, PS3 ones are like dwindling down.
Well, GameStop was my spot there a while ago because I do a lot of retro gaming, and every time they would get to a point where the GameStop, because they would just do all the newest consoles, they'd hit a spot where they would start peeling off all their stock of the old games. So whenever PS2 was going out of style, I went through and bought like $80 worth of games from there, and it ended up being like 20-some games.
Nice.
And I'll do like all these game series that I knew had a good following, and either I missed something in the series or just missed the series altogether, but I knew it was a good series based off of reviews and playability. So it's stuff like that. I'd go through and just clean house. And so I guess it's good to see some of that stuff coming back, even though it might undercut me filling out a library or something late.
Let me ask you something, Josh, because I've always even when we first started, when I came on this podcast, like I had went to this, I don't know, I guess I can call it a retro gaming store. It was in Las Vegas next to like that Pinball Hall of Fame place. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get me like a Famicom or like some sort of like homebrew type style console, I don't know. And I just never fell through with it for some reason, like a Retro Pi or anything like that. Cause maybe I didn't know like, what I was investing in at the time.
Well, and I think that too, like what you're finding out now is the people that are running those stores know what they have. Whereas, so if you look at kind of the earlier portions of GameStop and things like that, they had all these old systems and they didn't want to keep a hold of them because the new stuff, the PS3, PS4, Xbox, Xbox One. Those systems were the ones that were producing the cash money for them. Like they weren't really getting a whole lot in return on the old stuff. They wanted the people who bought, Madden and played it for a couple months and then were done with it, or the person who bought, fill in the blank name, first person game or single player game, played through it and wanted to trade it in quickly and overturn it. They want those, whereas the people who are the game connoisseur type, that wasn't their audience, because the game is at that point years old. They're probably gonna get it for cents on the dollar for trade-in value, and then after they do that, they're gonna resell it. Like maybe they'll give you $1 for the game and they resell it for $3. The people coming in to look for a $3 game, they're not going to make as much money off of that $3 game as they are the person with first player game that I talked about there that they just traded in for $35 and they're going to sell it for $55 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think they got away from a lot of those things, and they just wanted to get the stock out of their stores because people were trading that stuff in for it. Well, now they've had the whole retro gaming part, so you've got instances of people playing N64 again. You have people playing the NES and Super Nintendos more often again. And some of the retro, like if you find somebody right now who has a Sega Master System, they know what they have. It's not going to be that random, pimply faced kid that's running a GameStop that's like, I don't know what this is. It's old. I don't want it. That's not thinking about that's like a freaking gold mine. Yeah. You're going to find, like there was a strip mall in Florida. I saw one of these things that had the box, and it was like, oh, I wonder what this guy's going to have, how much you can get this off of it. And it was like $225. I was like, all right, he knows what he's got.
Yeah. Yep.
So I definitely think it's a different sign of the time. So I wonder how the retro game part is going to be. I hope it's valuable. I hope that some people can come in and get an enjoyment out of it. And it's I really hope it pushes some good old fashioned GoldenEye tournaments or something like that.
Sick.
Yeah.
Just imagine that. Just how many people should roll up playing an odd job. So you just going for the headshot. No, it's the stomach. I just wonder how that would change some of the effects. And if it's going to be retro gaming, are they going to go back to selling retro games? Or are they just going to do it with the kind of the gaming corner, if you will?
That's the hard part. Well, I heard that they do have retro games, but I don't know if they're selling them, but they do have a quite extensive library of them. So I know for the past few years, ever since like 2011, I was noticing GameStop would accept trade-ins for like they started to accept trade-ins for like old generation consoles, like really old. Like you could trade in the fucking 64 and shit and all that stuff. And they started accepting those, like it was back in like when the last gen came out, when Xbox One came, like 2013, I would say. They started accepting like retro shit a little bit after that. That's probably when they knew they were losing money or whatever. They started accepting all that shit. And I'm wondering, like, obviously it's paid off for them a little bit because that's how they're able to do this type of stuff now, where they have, like, all these stores set up with consoles and TVs and shit.
I tell you, if you're doing it homebrew way now, though, I mean, the Raspberry Pi is the way to go. You get the most of your games. I mean, unless you need that in-hand cartridge, old school feel.
But they don't want to. They can't do that. Nintendo would sue the shit out of them. Nintendo would sue them till they fucking had nothing left.
Yeah.
I think they do have like one of those Retron consoles, or what are the Retron 5 consoles that play like old school shit too. They have some of those as well. But for the most part, they have like PS1s, PS2s, Xbox Originals, the 64, the Super Nintendos. They have some of those in stock, and I'm assuming they're using them.
Yeah, I kind of wonder though, because even the Nintendo stuff, like the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, I mean, those things were. I think they even left a message in the SNES Classic that was like, "Hey, happy hunting! Thanks for hacking this. We know you're adding more games to it."
That's crazy.
And then so they came out with the Hack Chi thing for that like you could add games to it. And then they came out with a retro arcade where you could add like Sega Genesis games to it and NES games to it, and Game Boy, and so it was basically like turning your SNES Classic into a Raspberry Pi anyway. So I don't know. I'm a little torn on all that stuff.
It was funny, man. When I went to go watch the Sonic movie, my daughter was asking me about Sonic. And like I told her, I was like, when I was a kid, I used to play Sonic on a Sega. And she was like, what's a Sega? And I was like, fuck, you'll never know what a Sega console is, would you? Fuck. And I was like, that's kind of like, I told her it's kind of like the easiest way for me to explain to her was like, it's kind of like an Xbox, but when I was a kid.
There you go.
And she was like, okay. She was like, do you still have one? And I was like, no, I don't have one. I wish I did.
And I mean, with like, like just thinking about Sega and stuff, like like you can still find those like in your Targets and Walmarts and stuff, but what are they considered, right? They're just, like, I don't know, like they're not even the collector's items ones, right? You could just take it home, plug it in, and it got all the games installed. It's not the same thing.
It's not the classic build-in.
Yeah. I see them there all the time.
It's a shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's a shell on a fucking thing. Yeah.
It's a Raspberry Pi inside, but yeah.
Moving on to more news, Gunny. Reports
HDMI.
now are saying that the PlayStation 5 Pro and base PlayStation 5 will be coming out in 2020. That's right. So, there's rumors now that are saying that 2 PS5 consoles are coming this year, Gunny. One will be a more powerful but more expensive PlayStation Pro. And another one will, of course, be a lower end and cheaper base PlayStation 5 SKU. This was by NeoGaf, a user VFX veteran. He reinforces previous rumors of a dual console PlayStation 5 launch. According to the user, who cites unnamed industry sources, the PS5 Pro is expected to match or even exceed the Xbox Series X 12 teraflops of GPU power, whereas the PS5 base model is expected to hit about 9 teraflops. So right now, the rumors that people are saying like the Xbox is more powerful than the PS5 could be true, Gunny. Those could be very well true because people are looking at the base model, but no one's accounting for the Pro model. That could be a game changer, right?
Right.
It says here, no other specs were detailed for the base PS5, but if it's real, we can expect the console to use the same 7 nanometer AMD socket-on-chip architecture as the PS5 Pro, just dialed down quite a bit. The base PS5 should also have the same super fast PCIe 4.0 SSD, which is a super fast, solid state drives. This idea is that Sony follows Microsoft's plan and releases 2 next-gen consoles to meet 2 price points and performance markets. The PS5 Pro would cost more, but deliver a high-end performance like 8K gaming, possibly for $499. While the cheaper base PlayStation 5 would shave off a portion of that raw power as well as price and could be sold at, let's say, $399. So,
I think the real question is I know that kind of all eyes are on Sony at this point.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about their more powerful Pro version.
Yeah, they have one right now.
No, I mean, as far as PS5 goes.
Yeah. Oh, that's
right,
true,
so
right?
I didn't even think about it. I was just thinking, okay, the ball's in their court now to announce the PlayStation 5, right? And then, you talk about that having, 8 teraflops or 9, which is predicted. But then I thought, I haven't heard anything about, this article is talking about their Pro version. So
could we be surprised be hit by a surprise double release of consoles from both companies?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking.
That's going to happen. Like if both of them come out and they're both like, check out our Xbox Series X, and they're going to like show these crazy fucking stats. And they're going to be like, starting at $499. That's going to be starting at, right? And then they're going to be like, but wait, there's more. Check out this baby brother fucking Xbox Series X baby mode. This is starting at $399. Dun, 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 dun.
I think I'm just going to make like maybe an early prediction say that E3, like I think that's why Phil like announced the Series X at the Game Awards is because
is that E3 they're going to announce another one?
Yeah, is that Lockhart? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Like maybe the less powerful version.
Yes.
Right.
They say Lockhart is targeting 1440p at 60 FPS while the Series X, other one, is 4K 120 FPS.
Ooh, yeah. See, so I think Sony is going to be right in line with that. And I think they'll do their thing like on a Wednesday at one of their.
Oh.
Yeah. See, but obviously they're not going to be at E3. I think they will just do it at one of the. What am I thinking of? Like not a theater, but more of at some sort of event that's maybe a place they already own or something, right? But it will be broadcast over Twitch and everything else, and just basically come out with the same thing, to some capacity. I don't know what that'll be yet.
We'll see,
and
man.
it might be right on target with Lockhart, but then what's their pro version going to be? That I don't know. Will that be 12 teraflops like this article says?
Could be even more teraflops.
Ooh, could be 13, 14.
15.
Could be 12,000.
15 teraflops. Oh my
180
God.
frames per second.
Moving on now, Gunny. PS5, the latest PlayStation 5 controller plans include one long-awaited feature, Gunny. That's right. So, PS5 specs has been finally revealed, kind of, but not by Sony, but by other leakers. Anyways, but GameStop revealed some shit. GameStop revealed the PS5 will promise 8K gaming, advanced ray tracing, and backwards compatibility feature. However, GameStop had not yet disclosed many other features regarding the controller. Blah blah blah. But we know that the controller is going to have advanced haptic feedback.
Man, now it's been advanced.
Yeah, more specific directional vibrations rather than basic rumbles, Gunny. That's thanks to a few patents by Sony. We also know Sony's even thinking about incorporating sensors to detect your sweat and your heart rate, Gunny.
Oh, maybe I can sync this with my Fitbit, and I can wear something around my neck that's Bluetooth compatible.
Wonder why they're tracking your heart rate. What the fuck's that all about? That's kind of creepy. Another patent recently published by the World Intellectual Property Organization shows Sony is thinking about adding smartphone-style wireless charging to its controllers. So
that would be nice because I have mine currently hooked up to the front, and I'm like, all right, I wish it definitely had a better way to charge it.
I bought a external charging station, so I would have had mine away from the front of the system, but it's definitely a pain in the butt.
Yeah, this patent shows that the top of the console is actually a charging base, and you can just set the controllers on top of the console, 2 at a time, and charge them wirelessly.
That would be nice. It's
pretty fucking cool if it goes actually true. I mean,
that would be cool. It's like one less peripheral you have to purchase.
Yeah.
They're also talking about the smart delivery system and all that shit about the Xbox and blah blah blah. Lots of next gen news are going to be coming up here in the next few months, ladies and gentlemen. Especially right now that GDC has been canceled, because some of those motherfuckers at GDC are going to start leaking shit because they knew shit was going to be announced. Shit's going to start leaking out, and you watch, man. Fucking E3, we're going to have so many rumors and shit. And you got to think about it, Gunny. By this time last generation, we had seen the PS5 or the PS4 revealed. Like they had come out and talked about it already. You know what I mean? At this point in time, they're both holding off. Like one of them's going to have to talk. One of them's going to have to talk, right? You can't.
If you guys are listening out there, talking about it, please, good God Almighty, get away from the copying thing once you download an update.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's horrible. Fuck. But I mean,
like 85 gigabyte Call of Duty download, and then you have to wait another hour for it to copy.
Fuck that. Yeah.
See, the other thing too, if you guys remember from last year E3, I don't think, since we're in the know all of things in this, in the podcast industry here, but there was no surprises. We already knew everything. You know? I was like, give us some surprises next time. Leak everything SSD, a week early.
We knew about the fucking 4K. We knew about the teraflops. We knew about all that shit,
Yeah. Even looking at last year's games where it was like, okay, I don't need to see somebody streaming the first 8 hours for 6 days straight before E3 starts. Huh?
I mean, you know what game I guarantee you they're going to show this game at E3 with the Xbox One X Series X? You want to know what game it is? What's the biggest game this year, Gunny?
Cyberpunk.
That's what they're going to show at the Xbox Series X. We're like, this is Cyberpunk running.
Well,
on
isn't
the
that
Xbox
that's supposed
Series
to come
X.
out? But that's supposed to come out in October, right?
But they're still going to have a version for the Xbox Series X. Cyberpunk already
that's
said.
true.
They already
Yeah.
came out and said they're going to upgrade you for free if you buy
That
the
will
console.
be free. That'll be nice.
So they're going to show that. They're basically gonna be like, this is what it looks like on an Xbox One X.
That'll be featured. Yep.
Yeah. No, they're going to show like the screen right here. This is running on an Xbox One X. And then they're going to like do that thing where like the screen goes halfway or whatever. The other side is what it looks like on an Xbox Series X. And then Phil Spencer's going to be like, beep, 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 beep. Fucking mic drop, bitches. Let's go.
Yeah.
Woo,
And I think also,
Xbox, woo.
I predict the second game will be Senel's Sacrifice, or is it the horror game that they're coming out with next?
This is what it looks like on an Xbox One X. This is what it looks like gaming on the next gen Series X.
12 teraflops. Woof. And then you're going to see Forza 8 on there.
And then here comes PlayStation. This is 15 teraflops. Boop, boop, boop.
Mic drop.
The console war never gets old. I love it. I fucking love it. It gets everyone hyped up. It gets talking shit to Josh. It gets Josh talking shit to us. It gets me talking shit to you, Gunny, for your stupid console hobo-ness. It gets you talking shit to me about spending money on a stupid PC when you could get the same performance out of a console. It's amazing, honey.
It's amazing how shit just runs downhill. You shit on me. I shit on Josh. We all shit on each other. And I'll just be over there like, Jesus, I played 120 FPS over. And Jesus like, I played 1,000 bits playing Doom.
Fun
what you
times.
got now, Gunny?
Fun times. Video game world is amazing and fun. We get to argue about the dumbest shit, like what consoles we play on, and
I just played 1,000 frames per second Pac-Man. What you got now?
Xbox Series X can't do that.
I bet you didn't know all those power pellets weren't square.
Oh shit, man! Like that shit's all fucking cool to me. I mean, I'm excited.
I think next week, Jesus, we're gonna see him wearing like these like big, like light yellow colored glasses he'll be wearing. I'll be like, what are those for, man? So I can see 1,000 frames per second, dude.
Those
it's actually going to be like
Can't see it without him.
It's actually going to be like the New Year's glasses. It's going to say 1,000.
1,000.
Looking through the zeros.
It's going to have
1,000 frames per second
signature on the side of it or something. Maybe Razer on the other side. Yeah.
I wonder when Nintendo's going to be left in all this. I mean, Nintendo, the good thing is they always have Mario. They always will have Zelda.
There's going to be a new Mario. Oh, my God.
They're always going to have Mario. They're always going to have...
Mario Kart.
Let me put it this way. As long as Nintendo has Mario, Nintendo will never go bankrupt. Never. They will.
I see also...
That's the family fun aspect of it, man. That's what it is.
They will never go bankrupt. As long as Zelda is their property, Mario, Pokemon, all that shit stays with them, they're never going to go bankrupt, dude. They're going to be fucking set for the next 200 years.
You know, and the other thing they can do, I think I love how they do this, and I think they do it on purpose. I think Nintendo does this on purpose, where they'll come out with a new Animal Crossing game, right? I could probably Google it and see when was the last time one came out, but it would have been on the Wii U, correct? That would have been their last
Or
console.
DS or whatever, right?
I don't know. So let's go back. What? Maybe how long has it been? 4 or 5 years? I don't know. And then they'll just be like, you know, the next Animal Crossing doesn't come out until 2020, you know, because people are losing their minds right now. I was watching videos of people walking by the booth over at PAX East.
Did you see the crazy ass booth they built? It looks nuts. It looks fucking.
People were literally like
they
crying.
built like the island inside the fucking PAX building.
I saw a woman with her newborn just walk over and hand it to the guy at the booth. You know,
Sign my baby.
no, keep it. I want Animal Crossing too. I was like,
trade you.
This is my down payment.
I trade you a baby for Animal Crossing.
Consider this a down payment. I'm pregnant. I'll pay for the other half then.
Nintendo, this is your baby now. You do whatever you want with it.
You give me Animal Crossing 2, I love you. No, so yeah, I mean, there's another property, right? Just add to that people are really passionate about.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I mean, Animal Crossing 2 is sold out right now. Even Normie, our friend, Normie Latte, Normie 477 that came on the show, she was saying today on the chat, or in the private chat, she was saying that she wants to find a Animal Crossing console. She's like, I mean, on my mind, I want to pre-order one. I'm like, you're a little late, Normie. Like, those things are fucking sold out, dude. Good luck finding one.
Yeah. I think she's depressed right now, and she's probably eating like the biggest jug of ice cream she can find.
I'm sorry, dude, but it's the truth. Like, I told her, like, the only way you're going to find one is if you walk to, like, stores the day it comes out and hopefully see one on the shelf. Like, someone didn't hide,
Yeah, I saw a lot of red eyes on Twitter, and there were like meme people posting, like, you could buy it for $1,000, and
there is right now on eBay. You can pre-order it on eBay for $600.
Yeah, I saw them for $1,000, and people were just like, where do I send the money? Somehow.
I should have pre-ordered one, dude. I had the money like a few weeks ago before I bought all this GPUs and new PC shit. I should have pre-ordered a couple of them instead and just resold them for $1,000.
Yeah.
Fuck,
could have got $1,000. I'll bet you.
800 a piece.
I think they're selling the skins now. So if you can't get a hold of one, but you still have that space in your heart for Animal Crossing, they've got some. Yeah, they've got some skins you can do for that are both for the Switch and the Joy-Cons.
Does it make it like that white color or whatever? That white and the little character designs?
I want to say that one of them they had was like red, and one of them they had was blue.
Yeah, because I know that console is like white and blue, isn't it? Or like white and turquoise or something. So it looks nice. It looks like a nice console, but I mean, I think it's sold out, dude. I told her good luck finding that fucking thing, dude. You're better off just buying a regular Switch, just giving up on the dream of having that console and buying a regular one and get in the game.
I mean, unless you can wait a year, yeah.
Yeah, buy a used one all beat up and chewed on by a dog or something.
Well, I gotta say, I was very, when it came down, like, I wanted that PlayStation 4, and I think even when the Spider-Man one came out, I got my eyes got a little wet inside because I couldn't get a Spider-Man one. I was like, no,
At the end of the day, though, man, you forget about what the fuck the console looks like. I had what custom consoles have I had? I've had the on the Xbox 360. I had that Halo Reach one. I legit had that for so long, Gunny, that I would go to my friends' houses and they had Xbox 360s, and they would turn theirs on. And I thought the noise that their console was making was cool. And they had the basic console. Because, like the Halo Reach, when you would turn it on, it would make like the grenade throwing sound or the shield power up for Halo Reach or something. Yeah. So it would make like the shield charging up. It would make that noise. And then when you ejected the game, it would make another noise, like the grenade throwing noise or something. So when I would go to my friend's house and they would turn on their Xboxes and be like, whoa, that's a cool noise. But what are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? This is a normal console. I'm like, oh, I forget that like this console. Like, I always hear the Halo Reach noises. I'm just used to those noises that when I hear like a normal one, I'm like, whoa, that's fucking different. Whoa. But
hey, you know what my favorite Xbox 360 faceplate was?
Which one?
But I never played the game. It was the Viva Pinata one. I think I picked it up at GameStop. Or it came with it or something. But the game didn't. I was like, this thing is awesome, Look at it, I'm going to take pictures of it. With a camera. Not a phone, a camera.
Yeah. No, and I just remember laughing at that so hard because my friends would make fun of me. They'd be like, this motherfucker thinks this is a cool noise. I'm like, dude, that noise is legit. And then I never noticed it, but when I would play my console, I just got used to hearing that custom noise. When I went to other people's normal consoles, I would hear their noise. It should be cool. But yeah, once after a while, though, you forget you even have a custom console. When I sold that thing, I sold it for like so cheap. And the person that bought it for me was like, holy fuck, this is a Halo Reach console. I'm like, yeah. Like, you sure you want to sell it? I'm like, yeah, I want to sell it. They're like, okay.
That's Jesus' style.
I probably fucked up and sold it for too cheap, but oh well. I fucked up. Oh well. It happens, Gunny. Right?
Yeah, we all do it.
Now I wish I had that console. So thinking about it, that console was pretty dope. Yeah. Fuck, Gunny, fuck.
I know, like, so now I'm like, I mean, I really kicked myself over the fact that I didn't get that Spider-Man console.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. That Spider-Man PS4 Pro would look fucking nice. Like that was like the nicest looking thing ever. It looked fucking cool. Red.
Yeah, I still look online every so often. I'm like, oh, there's a used one. I don't know if I want that one, but
I think that the spider on it was a sticker. It wasn't like actually painted on there, which is kind of lame. But even if I would have taken that sticker off and had a red console, like a red PS4 Pro would have been sick. You know what I mean?
I still have like 2 red PlayStation 3 controllers somewhere around here. That would have went well with it.
What's up with that? This generation, we haven't seen that very much from the consoles. I think Xbox has done it more than PlayStation, where they've released like custom colors. Like Xbox have the green Battlefield Xbox One S. They have the blue one that came out with Gears, right? They have the black one, the white one.
So your PlayStation had the
they had the white,
the gray and orange one that they had for the Division. Or it might be a white and orange. Because one of my buddies got it, and it's that thing is so loud.
So old, probably.
The button clicking on it was like, it's crazy. What was the other one too? I think they came out with. I knew there was another one that's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember what game it was for. But they kind of did their own little color scheme thing. They had a couple of camo ones. They had a couple of just general, like what was the one they just came out with, like an electric purple or something like that. So they had a couple things, but nothing that's been like really major specific outside of the consoles that the painted consoles that came in. Because even like the Destiny one they had that was an all white console.
That's what it was. I think it was the all white Destiny.
Yeah, but that just came with like white controllers, and you can go buy a white controller, so it's not like it was a. I don't know.
Yeah, I like when what was it? Was it the PS3 or was it the PS2 where they came out at the end of it, and they just had a bunch of different colors? They're like, fuck it, do all the colors. We don't care. Was it that the PS2? Was it? I think it was PS2. PS2 had a bunch of colors too. Like the little tiny one, the very slim one.
Oh yeah.
That thing had like white, blue, red, fucking orange, fucking green, fucking any color you could think of. I think it was available in that color, dude. It was fucking awesome. That one, and I remember the 360 never did that. 360 just had that stupid faceplate, and at the end they had the Xbox One S 360, right, or the Xbox S 360.
Yeah. I do have that one, and that one's black, and it's sort of that glossy front.
Yeah, that was the last one I bought before I bought the Reach one. Yeah. But as far as like custom consoles, it seems like Nintendo's doing them all this time around. Nintendo's like, fuck it, we're doing them all. We don't care. Do all the custom consoles.
We're going to make these Joy-Cons, and they're going to be purple and orange and blue and green.
That's where they're killing it, dude. I bet they're killing it in the Joy-Cons, man. $80 a fucking pair. Mm-hmm. They got all those different colors and shit. And like I hear that they're not very like good, like they break very easily. So,
collect the whole set.
Collect the whole set, 3,000 sets, and collect them all. Fuck that. Anyways, Gunny, speaking of consoles.
Hey, back it up for just 1 second. Oh. Whatever happened to those amiibos? Do they still have those for the Switch?
What did happen to those?
They sure do.
They still sell them though for the Switch?
Mm-hmm. What? Yeah, they're still making them.
But what games support them?
They had a bunch of them that came out for Smash that opened up.
Yeah, I knew
Zelda. They had what was the other one? I think they're coming out with one for the Animal Crossing stuff that they're looking at for the Switch.
There's a revival right there.
Yep, here it is.
What the fuck?
It's the Castlevania one was for Smash Brothers. What was another game in there? I want to say it was. It's not Fire Emblem. It might be something in that brand, but I think there was a character or two from that. Yeah. So I mean, they're still making them. I've actually seen.
They even made some for the Shovel Knight series. I'm looking at their lineup right now. The last one they made was the Dark Samus for Super Smash Bros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pokemon ones for all the Pokemon games. They got,
those are what, $10-20 a pop?
They got a bunch of them, dude. Holy fuck! I'm on their website right now, looking at all of them at the Nintendo.com and.
One of our other podcast hosts, the Dark Samus one, they wanted to get it and I think it was like you could pre-order it for like $15.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, they're still popping some of those out and there are people that are collecting them now because they think they're going to kind of go by the wayside. I've also seen some other people that are spoofing them now. So there's that.
Oh, you buy like the little chips or whatever. That's how the info.
Yeah.
On them.
Yeah, so that you got a bunch of chips with names written on them.
Oh, I see that right now on AliExpress, $189. You can buy the chips.
Go to Alibaba's.
But yeah, I'm looking at the Nintendo Super Smash Bros. Amiibo figure for Dark Summons. It's $15 right now. It ships from Target. $15.99 on Google Shopping.
I don't see them too much like there, but definitely GameStop. The hallway one I go to.
People are buying these. This thing has 7,000 reviews on Google. People are definitely buying these things up. That's fucking crazy, dude. Oh my god.
It's amazing.
Anyways, moving on. Let's move on to the console corner, Gunny. Let's talk about the free game coming out for the PlayStation, Xbox, and more.
Wait, we've got a lot of free games now on all your different platforms.
Okay.
So for PlayStation Plus,
there's a new lineup though. It's a new lineup for this month, Gunny.
You know what? I didn't put up this month's lineup. Has it been announced yet?
Yes.
Shadow of the Colossus and what was the other one?
Shadow of the Colossus. Sonic Forces.
Sonic Forces. I don't know if I have that or not. Was that an exclusive or was that on other consoles as well?
I don't know if it was on other consoles. I don't know if it was exclusive either. It was a Sonic game though. I remember because of the Sonic movie.
I thought it was Sonic Generations, but I guess it is Forces. Okay. So I gotta remember to get those in there.
Shadow of the Colossus is dope. That game is actually a lot of fun, and it looks amazing on the PS4 Pro that I played it on, and it really is amazing. It looks fucking good.
So I had that game, I did buy that, but I haven't played it yet. Because I got the VR, and I've been playing that. I've been playing Neo and some other, God of War and stuff. So
also, if you are a PS Plus member, you will be able to try out that new Predator Hunting Ground, that new game from March 27th to the 29th. You're going to get a free trial weekend.
So that'll be on all platforms, I believe.
No, that's an exclusive to PS4, isn't it?
No, I thought they said on all platforms you'll be able to. So maybe you do get it early on PlayStation, but I thought I read that it was available, playable, early demo.
No, this is a PS4 exclusive on PC.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
I might be thinking about a different game then.
Is that Predator game when you have to hunt down the Predator or whatever?
Yeah, I watched the trailer. I saw it on a website like that.
One person plays as the Predator and the other 4 people play as like a fire team and they have to hunt your ass down. But the longer they take, the more abilities you start unlocking as a Predator.
That's cool. Yeah,
it's fucking
I like
sick.
that.
I want to be the Predator, dude. Be invisible and shit in the trees and jumping on people and shit. Throwing my
Stick
spear.
around.
What? What was that game, guys, that came out that just really tanked hard?
Evolved.
That was kind of a similar thing, but you were like a monster. You remember that one, Jesus?
Evolved.
Yeah, Evolved. So, yeah, it does, but this one looks like...
That looks cooler. It's the fucking Predator, bro. You're the fucking Predator. I'm excited for this to come. Well, honestly, I'd probably buy it. I don't know if I'll buy it on PC or probably PC, but it'll be fun to play it on the PS4 and just have fun, fucking. Begins March 27th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Then he goes to the 27th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time.
I'll be sure to download that. Get going.
PS Plus subscription is required to play.
Cool. I got a whole year.
Good.
Got about 9 months left on that. I'll be buying more of it.
I reloaded mine on Black Friday when it's $20 off.
You buy them. I usually buy them on sale. And I get an email like, "Hey, this shit's on sale for like $30 or $40." I'm like, okay, buy it. Boom.
Yeah, I usually catch mine like new egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually where I get it. So moving on over to the Xbox side of things, you've got for Xbox One, Batman: The Enemy Within. I believe that's going to be your first week of March. And Sonic Generations.
Wow. Sonic again, huh? Trying to copy the PlayStation.
More Sonic. So yeah, definitely get those games. Sonic Generations, good game. Featured over on the Xbox Game Pass. The game I've been playing is that Yakuza 0 and Wasteland Remastered. I hear that's not very good. From what I was reading in our
featuring it.
Well, those are the two games that I think that are featured this week. So
I guess. Okay.
I'll give it a shot. I'll talk about it next week. But yeah, just been playing lots of Yakuza. And over on the Evil Epic Store, as we call it, Inner Space is free. That's a exploration flying game set in the inverse, a world of inside out planets where gravity pulls outward instead of in.
That sounds fucking weird. Sounds like
it does. I watched a little bit of the trailer, and it kind of reminded me of, like, I don't know if you remember that. Just trying to think of that pastel color palette with. Yeah, it's like, I don't even remember that game, Fe. Fe. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, that was a great game. It just reminded me of, like, that same graphics and color. Check that out. And Steam has a free game, guys. They finally have a free game. It is Black Desert. Might be on other platforms where if you claim it, it's free to keep in your library. It's an online.
It's one of those. Yeah. Some of our people on our podcast and friend groups are firing it right now. It's you have to buy it for the console and other spots, but Steam it's going to be free. So there are a couple people looking to try to load it up. I guess the content warning on that is once you load the game in, it gets like, because one of my friends tried to load it on like mobile, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, after you come in and it looks like the game's small, this is like a 30 gigabyte download.
Over on mobile?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know it was actually on mobile. So
yeah, there's a mobile version and there's a regular version, but whenever you load it in, like it looks like it's like 800 and some megabytes, and it's like super easy or whatever. And as soon as it gets in, it's like. Boom.
Yeah, there's a few games like I play over on iOS, like Plants vs. Zombies. Sure, you can play, and then I go to do an update. It's like, whoa, you're going to take up all of my freaking hard drive over here. What the heck? I need space. But Black Desert, I think I played it when it first came out, but it was literally just like the free trial that when it came out on Xbox. And yeah, it's just that I've watched different reviews and things, but yeah, you can go and fight with friends in a guild. You can fish, trade items, craft weapons, and cook. So yeah, if you're into the MMO RPG genres, go check that game out, guys. So I think normally it would be probably $10 over on console is what I've seen it. Just guessing on that.
I want to say it's like 20. We were looking at it in it's like 30 Canadian. So one of our other hosts is Canadian, so we always get the exchange rate news.
Yeah.
But
just drop it down. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's somewhere in the $20 range. But hey, it turns out to be a really great game for a lot of people. I'm hearing it's got, you were talking about Final Fantasy 15 earlier. Here it's kind of got some of those vibes to it. So at least play style. Yeah,
like some of the combat, I think that's what kept me playing longer than 20 minutes of it. I was like, oh, okay, I love hack and slash games, so that's what it felt like.
Is there any guys in this game?
Yeah, there's like the whole thing is character creation, so you're picking from a whole.
At images on Google, it's all girls.
I wonder why.
Yeah, all females, wearing different types of clothing. If you know what I mean.
Lots of armor. Lots of
mid.
Well-shaped armor.
Very nice armor. Looks very nice.
Wearing an interestingly shaped breastplate armor. Yes. Let's put it that way.
There's a lot of that. That girl looks like the girl from The Witcher. What's she doing on here? Looks like Yennefer from The Witcher.
Ooh, I love Yennefer.
Yennefer.
All right, I've already added it to my library.
No,
I'll be making Yennefer character tomorrow.
Gunny, this is not that other game you were playing last week, Gunny.
Oh, yeah, that game. Yeah, yikes. Jeez.
Shit. Fucking Gunny. All right. Anything else, Gunny?
No, I think that's it. I think we're ready to move on to question of the week.
What was the question of the week, Gunny?
The question of the week, what is it? Let's see. It is, what is your favorite game developer?
Oh.
So we have, our first one comes from Bill Gardner, and he says Ubisoft. He said he doesn't know what it is, but he loves the open world collectathons, like your Assassin's Creeds. He didn't say Assassin's Creed, but I know that's what he's talking about. Yeah, another great one. I think that would probably be mine as well. Let's see. Moving over to Brian. Brian Tulp Jr. says anything that puts out a complete game, not needing day one 100 gigabyte patches.
That's nothing these days. What are you talking about? That's like a thing of like the past, motherfucker. That's done. There's always going to be patches in day one. Always. Yeah. Always.
Yep. Especially your Call of Duties, if that's what your thing is.
Kyle Wilkie. He says EA because it's in the game and for the players.
You're a shill. You know what you are, Kyle? You're a shill for EA.
You're trolling.
Buy all these packs, Kyle. Okay.
Yeah.
Take my money. Ryan Gibson says he said it's a hard one for him. He's guessing Zen Studios because they've done amazing things for digital pinball, and that makes him very happy. Pinball FX3.
Eric Lisi. Lisi. He got tired of saying his name wrong. Eric Lisi. He has a long answer. He said, 2 favorites, I can't really decide between them. As far as a big AAA studio, I would probably have to say Remedy, famous for games like Max Payne, the Alan Wake series, and Control. Remedy is one of the few studios that retains the creative indie spirit that at a AAA budget developer level. And there are not a lot of other studios that you could really compare them to. Naughty Dog might be considered to be on the similar level, but they're still much more commercial overall. Rockstar shares a lot of the same DNA as Remedy games. In fact, there's a lot of crossover in staff. Based out of Finland, Remedy somehow manages to consistently toe the line of making games that are sophisticated, creative, genre-bursting, and while at the same time having a broad enough audience appeal to stay in the business. The secret seems to be that they take IPs that on the surface look like mainstream standard popular story tropes, and then subverting expectations through skillful writing, like for example, Max Payne should have just been a forgettable generic third-person shooter, but Remedy ended up raising the bar for the third-person shooters, both narrative and mechanics. Max Payne was largely behind the innovation of bullet time mechanic, which has then become so popular in games. Donut, as a smaller studio based out of France that shares a lot of characteristics with Remedy. Strong narrative, creating games inside the box. Their first game, Remember Me, was an ambitious third-person action game that's probably too ambitious for a small studio, but if you could look past some of the mechanical problems, there was a beautiful game. The rest of their games have been scaled down to more appropriately for a studio their size. For example, Life is Strange series, Vampire, and I'm really looking forward to their upcoming game, Tell Me Why. In a lot of ways, they're spiritual successors to companies like Sierra, Dynamics, LucasArts, and Telltale Games. Yeah, he knows his shit. Eric Lazy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I agree. I think Remedy is a great studio. I mean, they really... He's right. They've brought a lot of innovation to their games that could be generic as fuck. Guy with the flashlight writes books, sees monsters, kills monsters with flashlight. Generic as fuck, right?
Yeah, Alan Wake was amazing. I love that game. It's great. So good.
So good. Jonathan D. Hall.
Big D.
Rockstar Respawn motherfuckers. Best damn development team in the motherfucking business. Smoothest movement. Best shooting. Coolest vibe. Vince could take a shit and throw it on the server, and that shit would be gold.
John would be like, served up.
Good Jonathan.
On a plate.
He has no... Vince Impella knows what he's doing. The motherfucker's made pretty kid games in the last... Like, Think about it. Since he left Call of Duty, he's been making hit games.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Yes. Titanfall 2 could have been a hit had they not slaughtered it between Call of Duty and Battlefield. That they released it like in March. Now Apex. No wonder he's got his own studio now.
They're just like, we're just going to make you in charge of DICE, too, while you're at it.
Second studio. They give him another studio. He had his own studio already. They give him another one. Like, here you go, motherfucker. You're so good at this shit. We're going to give you another one. Tell us what you could do.
Yeah.
All them studios.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, somebody had put on Twitter that there was like they do surveys like they do on Facebook, and they said, oh, Rockstar, this will tie in, that Rockstar is hinting at something, what could it possibly be? Rockstar. And I think I put, we Star Wars license for 10 years or something, But I thought, man, if we can just kind of like just hand it off to Respawn, and let Vince handle it, I think it would just be, he could turn that into gold,
Yeah.
Easily.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Next answer, Gunny. Next answer. Go, go, go.
Jason Sams, Santa Monica Studios, because God of War series is amazing. And the new one, in my opinion, is the best action game ever created.
That game really is. Like, dude, like, fucking no loading screens. Just fucking technical fucking masterpiece.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Techland by Evan Tanaka says, Techland, they made Dying Light and Dead Island. Okay. Okay, Evan. Okay, now.
That's what you say. Let's get on that Call of Duty, Evan.
What does Don say, Gunny?
Bethesda Game Studios. Got your Fallouts,
Lame.
your Oblivions,
Lame,
your Skyrims.
lame, fucking boring. Fucking lame.
All of that stuff. John Jerome, CD Projekt Red. To become a studio with the most sought-after game on the planet, with so few released games, shows their passion for making the best games they can deliver. Also, it's got Keanu Reeves, man. Right?
Yeah.
What more can you do? What's the next one, Jesus?
I don't know.
Alex Green says Nintendo. They've paved the way for what storytelling and arts is in video games today.
Was it Nintendo, though? Was it really Nintendo?
Yes, it was with the NES and S.
Was it really, though, Gunny?
SNES.
Was it really, though, Gunny? Could you say Sega did a better job at that, Gunny?
But I think Nintendo was first.
Moving on now. Sean 94 says, not sure I have a favorite, but I can say I've never played a Naughty Dog game I didn't love.
Another another PlayStation fanboy over here. Sean Fuller.
Fucking fanboys on the fucking
Gosh.
PlayStation.
I thought he was going to say Gears of War, man. The hell, Sean. Richard Jimerson says there are endless indie devs who have great passion for their games. But I've got to shout out to the best of the AAA development publishing teams, like CD Projekt Red, for their respect and integrity to a game as a product that they deliver. Anything DLC related is just an enhancement to an already completed product, not something that I need to complete a game I already paid for.
Okay.
Sure.
Jedi of Light has like 50 studios. We asked for one.
He loves them all.
Oh, wait. No, he has a bunch of games listed. Okay, never mind. He says, BioWare, because of Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Baldur's Gate, KOTOR, and Jade Empire.
Another EA whore. Go, Jedi.
Fucking EA bastards, you fucking assholes.
Baldur's Gate. Aren't they on the Baldur's Gate 3 or something?
Yeah.
I believe they showed gameplay this week over at PAX. Commandalorian says Ubisoft because of Assassin's Creed, Tom Clancy games, if we ever get one, another one, and Far Cry 3. Yeah, Far Cry 3 was awesome. All of my favorite, all-time favorite franchises. Although I need to give a nod to Respawn. They're a great team that just makes games love playing.
If you look at it, too, it came out with a Division 2, and that's a Tom Clancy game, so...
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yep, it is.
Yeah.
stuff.
Nico says Bethesda because of Wolfenstein, Skyrim, the Fallout series except for 76. He says, I guess every developer has to have a bad one. Then there's Ubisoft, same as Commandalorian.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, any interest in the Fallout 76? Any
Nope.
played it or?
Not one bit. I am not a roam around the world and find random BS and not attack things kind of person. So the premise of 76 is not the greatest premise for me. And I had really no interest in getting it at all or playing through it. And then after all of the crazy that happened with release and all that, I just pushed it away even further. So that is, I'm definitely in the no category for that.
Do you play Fallout games?
Nope. I have not played a one.
Skyrim?
Nope. It came out on Xbox whenever I was away from the Xbox crowd, and never took that route whenever it was PC rated or anything of that nature. So it's just nope. Yeah, I know. All the grumbles. Yeah.
Moving on to Betterholic, he says Rockstar because of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
The games are in development for a long time, but they are always worth the wait. Never disappoint. And Motion Twin for Dead Cells. The amount of hours I have spent on the game, it's going to be the best $15.99 I've ever spent.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's a quality game if you haven't got a chance to play it.
Yeah, it's on everything. It is great. I have it on Steam and on Xbox.
Fucking tablets, fucking anything, motherfucker. You can get that game anywhere.
I told my kid I've got the iPad Pro. Yeah. I said we could just hook a controller up if you want to buy it. It's like $8-9, but he's been playing it on his laptop. So
that's why once you play, you don't want to fucking restart, dude.
No, that's the thing where he was like, no, I've already made it this far, over on PC side of things.
Mojo Red says Game Freak because I'm a Pokemon addict. Pokemon.
Get on the Temtem, Mojo. Get your PC. Get on the Temtems.
My neighbor probably hates me. I'm fucking yelling. Shit, this motherfucker yelling every fucking Saturday. He does this shit.
So I made that article just for you, Mojo.
Mechmod says, I don't have a particular favorite dev. The reason that it's even the best devs still pull out crappy games sometimes. However, it's a two-way street. I've also seen really crappy devs pull out really good games. I'm too indecisive.
No, I'm with you, Mechbot, on that, because I looked at that answer today and I'm like, where I thought, I really like Ubisoft games, but then I saw your answer. I'm like, yeah, they do make some crummy ones. Depending on what studio it is, like, it's not like you're ever looking for that when you see an Ubisoft game come out. And I see that when I played that Anno 1862 or whatever the fuck it was even called, which I purchased on there for like $30-40. I was like, this game sucks. So they make some duds. Moving on to Nipron. It says right now my current favorite dev is Bungie. They are not perfect, but they have big passions for the fans of Destiny, and they are learning to listen to the community. I've never seen such a big vocal community such as podcasts, YouTubers, and streamers that care deeply for Bungie and also believe in them. Bungie does try to show and care for their games too. So that's why I'm thinking Bungie has my favorite spot.
Aww.
On. No Destiny. Destiny 2. Hell yeah, I think that's all the answers we have for this week's questions.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
thank you guys.
What is the question for this week, Gunny?
This week's question is, are there any games you really suck at or just plain bad at, but you keep playing anyway?
Rocket League.
What?
And that's mine too. I don't keep playing it. I did keep playing that game, but not anymore. I just haven't had
any games, or is there any game?
Do what now? Any games? Yeah, any games.
Are there or is there? Is there a one? Or
however you want to word it.
You're the one wording this, Gunny.
Are there any games you really suck at? Any games? Are there?
Yeah, I'm going to write this just like you say. You really suck at and what?
But keep playing anyway.
Keep playing anyway. All right, it's going to go live right now, Gunny.
Do it.
It's going live. It's by Gunny Chief. Question of the week. It's live on the Facebook now.
I'll put it down on the Discords.
Anyways. Yeah, it's question of the week. We're good to go. Josh.
I'm surprised in the setup there. There was no Capcom. With as long as they've been around, all the different games they've had out. No love for the Capcom world.
You know who has the best cutscenes ever, in my opinion? Capcom.
I would figure at least with like Resident Evil and some of that stuff that was out there.
CD Projekt Red's cutscenes. Their cutscenes are always dope as fuck.
You think so? You think they're better?
Dude, look at The Witcher
Capcom?
2. Go back to The Witcher 2 cutscenes even. And then go to The Witcher 3 cutscenes. Their cutscenes are wild as fuck. It's like it tells a story, dude. Like it's like a movie. It's like what the fuck. Yeah, I think they're better than anybody's cutscenes.
It's your opinion, man. That's
fuck
your
you
opinion.
and your opinion. Fuck you, Gunny. You motherfucker, you.
That's your opinion. What? This is the end of the show. You're done. We're done.
Josh, where can we find you?
Oh, somewhere in Ohio? No, I'm kidding. For us, the old Hardcore Casuals podcast here, you can find us on Podbean and Stitcher and Google Play and iTunes and all over the friggin' place. If you want to find me, I'm in the old PlayStation world. Hang around by the old Sammy Brand Muffin's name. You can't get away from me, and well, I mean, I guess you can. Yeah. Daily gaming goes to fiber, whatever you need.
All right. Well, we can find him everywhere. Go find him, people. Fucking Gunny. Where do you find you, Gunny?
Fucking go find me on Xbox, Gunny Chief. Over on the Steam, Gunny Chief. Where else? Oh yeah, over on that Uplay store, Gunny Chief, playing some Division 2.
Playing games on there? Okay, I'm already playing.
No, you know what? I fire up the Division 2 every so often over there. It's like my only shooter I play on there.
I haven't launched Uplay in like fucking a year. Since I played the Division 2, I think. I haven't launched that thing. I should go back in there and launch it to see maybe it's something new I want to play.
Yeah.
That game series, it's enjoyable. It hurts me at the same time.
Yeah. Same here. Like, I kind of want to play their new expansion, but then I'm like, no, don't want to. Don't get into that, Jesus. Don't fall into that trap. It's a trap.
You know, see, that's where I'm like, okay, where do I buy that New York expansion if I buy it? You know,
PC,
and do I...
PC, bro.
You know, do I buy it on PC and get in there with the community and play at these high, playing 144, you know,
get all the
180 million frames per second.
1,000 frames per second.
Damn, I'd have to get the new motherboard. That's a lot of cash to sink into this damn thing. Where I could just play it over here on my awesome X. That's the new name of my console. The Xbox Awesome S. X, excuse me. Can't speak anymore. I'm tired. Go over on the PlayStation, guys. Add me on there. HGP _Gunny. It's all uppercase, lowercase, however you figure it out. I'm done. Going to bed.
Okay. Well, you can find me, ladies and gentlemen, over on everything. As Jesus Walks a Lot, you can add me on everything. Find me on the Facebook group. Find me on the Discord. Our Discord got a little animation now, Gunny. You see that?
I know. Nightprime pointed it out, and I know when Mayo put that up there, and he makes it now kind of flashes different colors, like RGB.
Yeah, it's like RGB, like my case being all rainbow colors and shit. I think Ryan Gibson made fun of my case and said that it looks like a unicorn puked in it. It's pretty accurate description. I know what I'm looking at. Anyways, find me everywhere. Jesus Walks a Lot. Let's play some games, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play some PC games on Steam, on VR.
Jesus, go play more. I want you to go play more Escape from Tarkov.
I need to really get back. You know what? I'm gonna launch that right now. Anyways, Find the Mayo doing Mayo things. Ask the Mayo.
Mayo 1.
Mayo 1?
In the Mayo. On the Steam. Over on his awesome Epic store.
And
the Discord.
We're done. We're done, Gunny.
That's it.
We're done. Bye.
Say goodnight.
Good night.
What does Gidget say, Jesus?
Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next week's edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. We're out of here. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Josh, for being here. Go listen to his podcast. The Hardcore... What is it?
Hardcore Casuals. Yeah, we're on Facebook, too. Hardcore Casuals
Hardcore
Podcast.
Casuals Podcast. I'm going to search for... I'm going to join it.
Just look for the gray background.
I'm going to
red
control
letters.
the group right now.
Hardcore
Happy Awesomes.
Casuals.
Searching.
Or if you look in the general chat, I posted a link to our one of our last episodes in there. I think on our Facebook page. So
Is it called Hardcore Casuals? Is that what? Oh no. Okay.
Oh, I found it.
Wait, what is it?
It says here that the Mayo likes this page.
there you go. That's the one.
Wait, is it a page or a group?
There's a page there.
Click on it. I could send a message. I think it's a page. Yeah.
See, it's a page. No.
Send me a link, Gunny. I need a fucking...
All right. Yeah, let me bring that over to you.
Oh,
Put that-
I got the page. I like the page. All right.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Go like the
Every time we
page.
have a new episode, it gets posted there too. So
Oh, nice. I'll find you on,
Yeah.
on Apple.
Sammy Brand Muffins.
with a Z. You know, for the cool kids.
This used to be a Horrible
hungry
Gamers
now.
Podcast with a Z.
That's what I heard. Talking about that, me and Mayo having our little lunch hangout for a
You guys
minute.
have
He's like, yeah, that's
little
the
lunch.
Z. And it was definitely as much corn as possible since all we have is corn.
No.
I'm messing with you.
And corn brand whiskey.
Peace out,
Yep.
Brussels sprouts. We're out of here. Bye.
Night night. Goodbye. Enjoy your commute, folks.
That was probably very clever, but I don't seem to understand it.